for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Not looking too promising for Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant to play in Game 4 of their second-round NBA playoff series against the Warriors tonight. He is listed as doubtful due to right knee soreness. Memphis certainly would miss Morant, but the team did go 20-5 in the regular season without him, points out Grizzlies TV analyst Brevin Knight.
Everyone raises their game up another level, but they also, you start to see it be a more team-oriented because, like anybody, when you have a star like Ja, when things aren't going well, easily you say, oh, give him the ball, he'll make it right. Well, he's not out there, so now everyone else has to make it right. We have to depend on each other a lot more.
Brevin Knight on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Game 4, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Former Michigan State star Adrian Payne, the 15th overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft, was shot and killed in Orlando, Florida early this morning. He was 31 years old. A man has been arrested for the shooting. NHL Islanders fired coach Barry Trotz. GM Lou Lamoriello said the team needs a new voice. NFL, the Giants released cornerback James Bradbury after failing to find a trade partner.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Hey, hope you had a fantastic weekend, everybody. We're in for a nice week here in Jacksonville, Florida, mid-70s, maybe tick up to the 80s a bit. And so we said, let's get out of the studio, or at least I did. We're at Fleming Island Golf Club here today, and we've been here many a times before. You can catch them on our Dream 18 card. They just put the new Power Tee in. Power Tee is sponsor of our Dream 18 show on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock, so be trying that out here today. Top of the tee, which is a pretty cool setup right behind me. And then, of course, they got the driving range and the golf and everything else, too. So come on out. If you're in the area, say hello. Be here until 6 o'clock. And then I'm actually doing TV live at Fleming Island High School. And then going to a flag football game, girls flag football game, regional finals. And Middleburg has one, too. So I'll be on this side of town all evening until back in the TV studio later tonight. Brent Martineau here, Casey Kurtz in the Action Sports Jack studios. Manning it down with a mini fridge, apparently.
Yeah. I feel like you updated the people. I'll update the people as well. I'll be playing FIFA tonight. So if anybody wants to get it on FIFA while Brent's at high schools and numerous places around the city, I'll be playing FIFA on PlayStation 4 if anybody wants to get it.
There you go. Yeah, get in on the game. Anybody can do that. So that's after Action Sports Jack's OT, by the way, at 6 o'clock.
That is true. Yeah, but then anybody can catch these hands or feet in FIFA. But, so mini fridge situation is this. My parents had a wine cooler, right? So not exactly a mini fridge, but that's not as cool to flex on Twitter. So brought it in, and I said, you know what, Brent, we pay too many times 75 cents for a Coke. So I decided to go to BJ's, got the big 30, 40 pack of the Diet Coke and the Coke Zero, brought in the wine cooler, and now it's cooling our Cokes, but you're not here.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm glad you did that. Call it home, baby. I like that a lot. By the way, like on Friday, I had to stock some beverages in the fridge just to keep them cold because I'd got them on the way into the show.
Yep.
So
it would have been helpful.
A good place to put them now. So I'm not sure I'm supposed to say that loud, but hopefully nobody's listening that would be offended by it.
Well, it's just the Starlight Coke, right? That's what you're talking about, like the new version of Coke?
That's right, the new version. Diet Coke, hopefully that is. So I thought you were kidding about the mini fridge, wine cooler, whatever it is, but you got one. That's cool. I mean, now it really feels like we're in college for sure. Speaking of college, I saw somebody today, or maybe it was I think it was today. I think it was Flagler. Like, the semester's over. They're out of school, but they're still playing tennis, I think, because they advanced. I was like, wow, that's right, man. Early May, you got out of college. That's the best. The summer is longer.
Yeah. No, I had some people from various colleges that I went to high school with, which I can't figure this one out still, but more power to them. They just graduated, so shout out to them.
Graduate. How old are you?
20, going to be 25.
Yeah,
so,
that happens.
Listen, it's a marathon, not a sprint. As long as you get the very expensive piece of paper, that's really all that matters. And some of my friends got that over the weekend, so shout out to them.
Congratulations to them for sure. Shout out to all that. We are starting to get those graduation cards in the mail, so it's happening over the next few weeks in high school as well. Fantastic local sports week. If you like, tonight we've got flag football. And there are a couple of really good teams, like I mentioned, Fleming and Middleburg. And then baseball and softball. We just came off the weekend of lacrosse. So we continue to highlight the local sports scene. And it's a good week for that. I mean, there are a lot of teams still playing, and now the state tournaments begin. Really a fun time. Plus, we have the Icemen home for 3 games this week. They've got to win one to force that Game 5. They're down 2-0 to the Everblades. The Shrimp come back home, which means Max Meyer back in action, and they're home for like 2 weeks now. Of course, you can listen to the games on ESPN 690. So we really got a lot happening here in town, which is cool, and that's kind of one of the themes of today. We did this a bit last night on TV on Action Sports Jack's Primetime. And you think, like, football gets a little quiet after the draft. You get the rookies coming in after they get drafted. Last weekend was a lot of fun. You've got rookie minicamp now later in the week, and then that will flip right into OTAs. But it's still a little bit of a quiet period. I don't know how much news we're going to get, right, in terms of after all the news we had for months. This will be a little bit of a lull in the action from a football standpoint, unless we're talking high school spring ball and that kind of thing. Well, it's still an underrated time of year if you like sports now. I mean, it's really a cool time of year if you like the NBA, the NHL. Heck, we'll talk about the Kentucky Derby in a little bit. Local sports seem good. College is all going into the College World Series in softball and College World Series in baseball over the next month. It's really a little something for everybody, and maybe more than usual. Like, that's the cool part. There is a lot going on. We'll get into the major championship golf scene in a couple of weeks, too. So pick your poison. There's no way you should be like, well, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, unless you just like football. I mean, you have to just like football to not like something going on right now. Heck, we talk about NASCAR is always a thing in town. We don't talk about it enough. F1 was just in South Florida. We're going to talk a little bit about why that's all of a sudden a booming business. I mean, a little something for everybody, Casey. Probably even soccer if you like that.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of good soccer going right now. We're going to figure out who's going to be the Premier League champion here in a bit. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. NASCAR, you probably didn't see my tweet, but that's okay. Joey Logano, bro, cost me a lot of money, cost William Byron a lot of money. So, a lot of stuff going on, and I'm out there flipping around and everything. You know, I like hockey, so I'm watching the Lightning either demolish the Maple Leafs or get demolished. There's no in between. It's been pretty odd. Obviously, that NBA's been good. So, yeah, there's a lot going on, and I think now's the time where if you're diehard football and that's your main thing, like most people are, now's the time to kind of figure out what else you might like, right? Because look into F1, like you said, or NASCAR, or just racing in general, IndyCar as well. NHL playoffs are obviously exciting. NBA, obviously, we know what that is. But I think now's the time you expand your horizons. Like, I watched the Kentucky Derby, like, more than I would have. Like, I watched the pre-show and all the hats and stuff. That's not something I usually do, but I felt the need to do it. So I guess I'm expanding my own horizons. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like you are. What not everybody's going to like everything. Do you really think there are just like football fans? Is there just people that like football, or do people like go into other sports? I mean, I know everybody doesn't love the NHL, or not everybody loves the NBA, not everybody loves golf. Like, I get that. I'm not saying everybody is a sports fan of everything, but football is such a king sport right now. Yet I don't think USFL numbers are through the roof or anything like that. So I don't think like they're thirsty enough for different than the NFL. I mean, NFL and college are seemingly king and have this broad span of sports fans. Fantasy football brings a lot of those folks in as well. Gambling brings those folks in as well. But you can gamble on other things. You can be fantasy sports and other things too. I got to believe that if you like football, you like something else too. And at a minimum, you probably Like, what am I locked into? I mean, I'll front run some of these things too. If I find something good, look, I watched a couple of those Memphis Golden State games last week because it was good.
Yeah.
And so, but I wouldn't normally do that. Like, honestly, I probably didn't watch like some of the other games in the series. But
Sure.
I'll watch some if they're really good. So I got to believe there are people like me, and heck, I do this for a living. But you bounce around and you say, okay, what's really entertaining at the moment? But you have a wide net. I mean, you'll sit there and watch everything. And I think the younger Brent would probably do the same. I think priorities change a little bit. And if all this was on TV when I was somewhere between the ages of like 12 and 25, I probably would watch like sports like 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
But even doing what I do, I don't sit there and watch sports like 24 hours a day.
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from. I'm trying to think. Just over the weekend, I watched Chelsea Saturday morning, and then hockey came on at like 1. The Panthers came on. I watched that. I remember watching NASCAR, watched some F1, more NHL when the Lightning played, some NBA as well. So, yeah, I was kind of I watched the Rays, too. I was all over. So, yeah, and UFC. Can't forget UFC Saturday night. So, and boxing. I watched all those things this weekend.
See,
and they just keep
good.
coming to head. And I watched the Cubs game Saturday afternoon a little bit because that was on. So
well, and that's a lot of what we kind of are thinking about this weekend. We did something really different last night on TV. We usually try to go local, and we still did a lot of local. Actually, we had a couple conversations and some other things, but we kind of hit on, hey, the football lull is maybe here, but look at what else is going on. And what we determined was, especially over the weekend, especially on Saturday, name the sports you just watched. You could have watched just about anything you wanted to, and even football if you did want to go peek in on like the USFL or something, like if you wanted that fix, or the Arena League, so you could get your fix on that. But, I mean, there's obviously golf going on. There's racing all weekend going on. You've got the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs. You had boxing and MMA. And even boxing, you don't usually have, like, something that you might tune in to watch these days.
Exactly.
But you actually had – and obviously we're going to talk a little bit about the Kentucky Derby. And maybe that was the wildest of wild things, is that I felt like on Saturday, of all the sports going on, people were talking horse racing more than any of them.
Yeah, that is true. It was all over my Twitter. Amanda was tweeting about it, which is weird, but Amanda loves to get her live tweeting in. She goes to your school, so Kentucky Derby stuff was all over the place. I wonder how many of those people actually like came onto it once they found out what happened, because it's only like 2.5 minutes, right?
Yeah, true. Oh, of course. Yeah.
But there was a lot of Kentucky Derby stuff, and then do they usually have like the randomest like celebrities of all time? At like Jack Harlow told the jockeys to get up, and then like they had other NBC like people that do other sports in. Is that a usual thing?
Yeah, I think that's pretty. It's kind of like Daytona in that sense, where you'll get some of the guys. You'll get different people, right? That gentlemen start your engines to waving the green flag and it might kind of coexist a little bit with Fox potentially, or just the nature of the sport. But Kentucky Derby is one of those things where you do get a lot of celebs out there. To go see and one-time things. I mean, Brady used to always bring half the Patriots there, it felt like.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it definitely is a bucket lister. It's not just a bucket lister for me. It's a bucket lister for a lot of people. Let's stay on the Derby for a moment, because I agree with what you just said. All the sports that was going to be the talking point, this is like my give me one thing coming off the weekend. Of all the sports that was going to be the talker of the weekend, And yeah, people are talking about what they like, okay? So I get it. If you're talking John Morant, you're talking the playoffs, you're talking a little baseball here or there, all that stuff. I mean, that's certainly happening too. But the mass talker on Saturday evening and still on Sunday was this 82-1 odds shot coming into the race on Friday and winning. Like, it was the ultimate reason, in my estimation, of why we love sports. And it was a horse that stole the headlines more than a person, even though the jockey did a heck of a job. I'm not going to sit here and break down the Derby, but I love what the Derby this weekend represented about why we love sports, why we play sports, why we talk sports, why we go to sports, why we turn the TV on for sports. Like, I thought it was the epitome of everything of what makes sports so cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Yeah, I mean, everybody loves the underdog. That's kind of the thing, right? And
That's true, too.
Nobody bet on him. So, there is that. I wish I would have done that. It's easy to say after it happened. But, yeah, I mean, it was just it was like a captivating thing, I guess. And most of the time in the race, I had no idea who was winning because, there was, 3 close together and whatnot, and the camera angles or what they are. So I was real confused. But when old buddy came out and just, flew by everybody, I was electric for no reason. Didn't bet on him, didn't care, didn't even know which horse it was. But I was like, yo, this dude was losing. And then he won. And then we found out it was or they told us, but it was number 21, which then made me mad because I thought I was going to pick him and didn't, but nonetheless. Yeah, it's just it's a crazy thing. Just, I don't know if it's because it happens so fast or because they're horses. I don't know, but I was electric for that 2.5, 2:30, 60, whatever it was minutes. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank goodness it was 2:02.61 for me.
Yeah, for you.
I did the over. As I was getting in bets for you. Thank you, or from you.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate it. And by the way, I told you, I said that 21 horse has no chance from the outside like that.
You did tell me that, yes. I was trying to tell Amanda this. I don't know if this was on the air on Friday or not, but I said either in the break or during when we were picking picks, I was like, yo, 21, is that good? You're like, no. Absolutely not. He's all the way. He has to go so far. So then I was like, oh, Brett knows what he's talking about. He covered the race. He's a horse racing guy. And then I see number 21 win, and I'm cursing your name.
It
was bad. Yeah.
It was crazy, because I was also looking at the 2 horse had a lot of trouble in the gate, right? And so I was telling the kids I always bet a superfecta 2-4-1-5 twins and then their birthday and all that. And so always, every race, I would always bet $1 superfecta, right? 2-4-1-5. And in the derbies where you can win a lot. And by the way, the superfecta in the Kentucky Derby was $321,000 if you got the first 4 horses correct.
I can't imagine anybody did.
On a $1 bet.
Oh,
on a $1 bet, $320,000. Of course, Powerball's not that expensive, and you can win a lot, too. So, I get it. It's a similar thing. But we're looking at the 2 horse. I was like, I don't know. That horse, usually when they don't like the gate, they get worked up. They're exerting energy. Or the other waiting after all that mess before the race, and then obviously quickly I Don't we love TV? I told you I love covering horse racing because of the natural sound and the colors in the HD world that kind of just brings it to life. Well, how about the blimp view or the up top, whatever, it's a drone view or a blimp view now? To see that race unfold and then to see how it's covered, the replays is where everybody's like, holy cow. Look where that horse is, 16th place with 36 seconds left to go in the race, and then the gear that it hits. And the jockey did a tremendous job because you bump the horse, you might get disqualified, by the way. And so he did a tremendous job to navigate through. Oh, yeah. Well, it just depends. If it impacts, you can nudge. Sometimes there's going to be a little rubbing as racing. But, yeah, you can definitely have an infraction there if you bump a horse out of the way. This isn't like what Logano did last night.
Yeah, they should have done that to Joey Logano, old bum. I'm just saying.
So, it's just the whole thing of how it was covered, how it was announced. Thank goodness the spotter came in because the announcer had no plans on 21 being a part of it. And that is a hard thing to do play-by-play for. That track announcer, that is a tough thing. It's a really cool thing, but it's a tough thing. So I just thought everything – really, you sit here and we talk sports every day. We love talking football, and the Jags are king, and football's king down here in the South. But once in a while, you take a step back, and I tweeted this a few weeks ago. We had the Iceman home and the Shrimp home, and we had high school ball and all this stuff going on, the draft coming up. And I was like, man, this is a cool local sports week. I'll say it again last week and this week. We've got state championships and tournaments, and to me, that's what local sports is all about. But then on a bigger scale, I really felt like coming off the weekend where now the draft's in the rear view and football's always going to be a front of mind for us. And now you have all this other stuff that was happening Saturday and Sunday and the Derby of all things that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about the Kentucky Derby, and nobody talks about horse racing outside of that 1 hour window. And these days, nobody talks about horse racing in a positive light. There's been a lot of negatives from Bob Baffert to other things. And so I love it. I love it's just a reminder that sports is pretty cool. And it took a horse.
Yeah.
to remind us.
Real quick on this, and this is probably a bad question, but do these horses race all over? They kept putting up lower thirds. Actually, that's a better question. So one of the horses in the Kentucky Derby, they put up a lower third that he won his last race, and that race was in Dubai. How'd they get the horse to Dubai?
Oh, they fly it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A horse?
Yeah.
How big is the plane?
Pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so then I guess back to my second question, because that blew my mind. Is there a horse racing series, for lack of a better term? He raced in Dubai and won a race before. Another horse had won in Florida. Is there a series or of some sort?
Well, there's all but different meets is how it's right. So for 6 weeks or 2 months up in Saratoga is one of the best places on the planet for it. It's very well known, and so it's just a beautiful place. And this horse probably will run there in the Travers Stakes. It's not a Triple Crown race, but it's $1 million race. And then in New York and New Jersey and Florida and there's a bunch of racetracks all over the country that hold these meets. Some more prestigious than others. Churchill Downs. In fact, this horse had won the claiming race. Somebody got this horse for $30,000 because he had won by 17 lengths in one of these claiming races, and now it just won $1.8 million.
It's crazy.
And that's not even factoring in the stud fees and everything else going on after the fact. So, I would say they struck it pretty rich. But yeah, all over the world there's horse racing now. How many times does a horse run in a year?
Yeah.
How much do they plan for the Triple Crown? And that's one of the things about Triple Crown. It's grueling to do it in the time frame they have to do it. That's not, think about a horse as an MMA fighter in a lot of ways. Not many fighters or boxer, they're not fighting every week, right?
That's a good call.
There's more 4 to 6 weeks, maybe even 2 months, sometimes maybe even a longer layoff. And it's a very similar game in that respect. That you have few opportunities and you take advantage of it. So, yeah, there are these series. And, by the way, the Breeders' Cup goes into that. Breeders' Cup's one of the biggest and the most money that you can win, in October, I think it is. And that's a cool thing if you really like horse racing. So, yeah, there are series, there are meets, there are paths. But not every horse is going to go run in Dubai.
So
you probably have to have special breeding to be able to go jump on a plane if you're a horse and go do that. You know?
I that blew my mind completely. I was worried about that for 10 minutes before the race started. I was like, how'd they get him there? I'm trying to figure out the logistics. But it's kind of like swimming then, I guess. There's different meets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know, I wouldn't say there's just one series.
Right.
But there's just different classifications for female horses, for male horses, for 3-year-old horses, for 2-year-old horses.
I don't get none of that at all. But.
Yeah, it's obviously pretty complex. But like I said, it's a kind of the MMA and other sports like that, you don't know exactly all levels of it, but you pay attention when it's the big time.
That's true. Yeah,
and that's the Triple Crown is the big time when it comes to you won't pay attention to Travers Stakes in Saratoga because it won't get a lot of love around end of July, end of August going into football season. But I will because I've been to Saratoga, I've covered the event, I know it's a big race, and I like horse racing a little more than you.
You
so,
do.
I'll pay attention to it as much like you're paying attention to some soccer match today, and I could care less about it.
So what you're telling me is whenever that is, you're going to call me 20 minutes before again and say, hey, can you do something for me?
Yeah, probably. But whatever site you use, you can't. I liked some of the bets you could do, though. Hey. I lost all bets but one, right?
Yeah, all one. Yeah.
Yeah. He almost won by a length.
Almost. That would have been, yeah. Can't win them all, Brent.
All right. I already paid up for it. So
you did.
We'll be back. We're live from Fleming Island Golf Club. By the way, get the Dream 18 card, ActionSportsShacks, and you can play at a discounted rate. Course looks awesome. They continue to do more work, extending the driving range, doing a fantastic job out here at Fleming Island Golf Club. We'll be right back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Today, mostly sunny, breezy, and cool with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s inland, mid 70s at the beaches. Tonight, mostly clear with temperatures staying cool in the middle 50s. Upper 70s again on Tuesday, mostly sunny and definitely breezy area-wide. I'm meteorologist Alyssa Padgig, and that's your Action News Jax First Alert forecast.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
You can always get a bigger, better diamond for less at Beards Diamonds.
Now is the time to get an estimate on replacement windows. American Window Products of Jacksonville is a high-volume dealer offering a huge selection of products to keep your costs low. New windows from American Window Products can lower your energy costs and increase your curb appeal and security, all without breaking the bank. Call American Window Products for a free estimate at 904-667-0873 or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctor's. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy. And I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WARM for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WARM for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code WARM for a $5 bonus.
This is Paul Gray, founder of Gray Matter Distillery, inviting you to check out the new home of Jacksonville's first craft distillery in beautiful Atlantic Beach. Since 2014, we have been the proud distillers of such iconic local spirits as Carr Vodka and Live Oak Whiskey. In our new distillery, you can enjoy one of our handcrafted cocktails made using only the freshest ingredients for only $8 a drink. Enjoy a cocktail, sample small batches of vodka or whiskey, or take a bottle home. Pick up your very own Gray Matter Distillery shot glass for free when you mention this ad. Come see us this weekend, and remember to please drink responsibly.
May is Maytag month, the hardest working month of the year, when you can save on hard-working Maytag performance. Like laundry pairs that make clothes think twice before getting dirty again. Refrigerators that make cold your new favorite flavor. And dishwashers that eat caked-on oatmeal for breakfast.
Don't wait. Put the hardest working month of the year to work for you and save big on Maytag appliances now through June 1st. Because May is Maytag month.
Let's plan on having concessions over there.
Mike is remodeling the old family drive-in movie theater.
Hey, go find Gavin. Tell him the sound team is here.
He'll need a new front-of-house cast and behind-the-scenes crew.
Hey, can we talk staffing real quick? I'm thinking at least 6 per shift.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Amazing to be allowed right in the middle of the competitors just before the race starts.
Yeah, now you can see they locked in. It reminds me of myself, but the real focus.
Okay, it's not Patrick. That's why he ignored me in the beginning. But what is your name, sir?
Paulo Banquero.
Right, okay. Well, I thought I was talking to somebody else. So I'm sorry about that. Whatever. Yeah, a little bit of misinformation in the ears there, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
That was terrific.
You ever done that, Brett? Be honest now.
Well, It does remind me of where was I? Was I in Providence or Albany? I think. Oh no, I was in Albany, and so the Celtics came to Albany to play somebody. I forget. It might have been like the Bucks or something like that. I don't know. It was pretty honest. I can tell you that. So the other team I don't remember, but the Celtics were there, and the Celtics were okay at the time. They weren't unbelievable. So we go cover it, and to this day, like, I don't remember who it was. I've got lost in the shuffle. But, like, you're just going to get some sound because you're covering it, and there's not many guys in the locker room. And, like, it's not like Kevin Garnett was there or Paul Pierce waiting for us to interview him.
Right.
And so we're just like, hey, we need a little something for, like, tonight's 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock show. And I would go up, and I remember being like, just asking him a generic kind of general question to get the interview going. It was not going to be a feature on him, okay? It was more like, hey, how's it feel to play in Albany?
Right.
And get the season started. And he, like, immediately was like, do you even know who I am? And the crazy thing is, like, I did. And I think I said it back to him. But, like, now, again, I don't even remember the guy's name now. But he, like, he didn't think I knew who he was.
I gotcha.
And so he kind of, like, was very aggressive in the set. Like, it was one of the few moments. I remember a few moments. Like, we talked about the Jan one recently. You know, in our world, sometimes it can get a little wild and antagonistic, and sometimes you can have some confrontations. Lawyer Malloy got all over me one time after a Patriots loss when I was, like, really new into the business. Like, it wasn't even a really crazy question, but he was pissed off, and he jumped down my throat on something, and that was kind of the end of it. But this would be the other one that I remember, and I just don't remember who the guy was. It was really like a no-name Celtic guy. And but he was the one, like, you don't even know who I am, do you? Like, as I asked him the question, like, he wouldn't even answer the question. And I kind of felt like, aren't you lucky, like, somebody's talking to you?
That's what I just said. I'd have looked him dead in the face and been like, no, and now nobody's going to know because this isn't going on the news.
Yeah, so that was kind of
Swing and a miss,
long story short of this interview here. This was like a Sky Sports interview that Casey just played, and it reminded me a little bit of that moment. And so it's the Duke kid, right?
Yeah, Banchero,
Yeah, and he does have a little resemblance to Patrick Mahomes, but he doesn't look like Patrick Mahomes.
Well,
but I could see why the guy would have thought that.
No, I get it. It got to be like the same thing, like, for example, Chelsea and Arsenal are playing in Orlando. So if you go interview them, like, would you know for sure who's who? It's kind of like that, right?
Yeah, much like that.
But
that's a good point.
Maybe consider the fact that Mahomes is like, what, 6'2", and Banchero's like 6'10"?
That's true.
Maybe take that part into consideration. Like,
Yeah.
I understand you probably wouldn't know that, but maybe red flag it in your head. But, yeah, Paulo Banchero is not Patrick Mahomes, and that's one thing we can report for sure.
But the funny thing about that whole situation, right, is you don't have to be a reporter to do that. Everybody's done that in life. Like, how many times have you gone to the grocery store or whatever, and you're like, think you're talking to somebody, and you're really not talking to that person?
Absolutely.
You know, and it's really happened to me quite a bit now. I think some of it's with the industry, but you know what I can't remember? Like, I'm from Rhode Island. I went to school in Ohio. I worked in Providence. I worked in Albany, New York. I worked in Louisiana. Now we live in Jacksonville. We lived in Jacksonville for almost 15 years. So it's like now everybody's from Jacksonville in my mind.
True.
But some people I'll see or a name, and I'm like, this even happens like on Facebook. I'm like, I don't remember if that's from high school, from Albany, from Louisiana, from college. I mean, there are just some that I haven't heard in so long, or somebody you haven't seen in so long that you're not sure if you've got them in the right time and place in your life right now.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's I bet we do that I think maybe with the social media world, and again, like a Facebook or something. I mean, how many people seriously on your Facebook are like, I think I know who that is. I might have gone to high school with them, or maybe it's college.
Definitely a few.
But
yeah.
Now they're like, and it's going to get worse for you, Casey, because now they're like 15, 20 years older, and they might not look exactly how you remembered them.
Oh, that's a good call.
Good or bad, I'm just saying, or just older. You know, I mean, they might not look exactly the way you remembered them in like 1995 in high school.
Yeah, you kind of look like John from high school. Oh, you are John from high school. Word, cool, yeah. No, it happens all the time. Like, I've done it a ton of times, like getting autographs, and like if you do minor leaguers not at the stadium, when you don't exactly know what you're looking for, but you have an idea and they're in street clothes, it's every man for themselves. Or in the situation where you don't know who they are, but to your point that you just made, you're trying to fill up a team ball and like not at the stadium for like football, and everyone's wearing like the jumpsuits. You're like, hey, can you sign? And if they're like, who am I? You're like, I don't know. I need you to fill space.
I'm impressed with you guys that can do that because, I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to know.
Right.
Like, and again, like there's sports autograph business, but see, I'm like this I'd be like this in the music and actor world too. Like I'd have no idea. Like somebody could be right here walking by and you'd be like, that is, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're right there. I'd be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, that's the same thing. If you're trying to if you're doing music autographs, like you know the singer, but do you really know the guitar player? So you got to kind of take a chance and be like, hopefully you're him to fill up the album.
Well, and the sports thing is even more difficult, I would think, because like football. In defense of this guy, we all know what Patrick Mahomes looks like, but he does wear a helmet 90% of the time.
Right.
So that guy could watch football in the Chiefs games or whatever and even know American football well, but he might not know exactly what Patrick Mahomes looks like because of the helmet. So I think football is a weird sport like that. I mean, I guess others have it too. Basketball is probably the easiest one to figure out, right?
Which one?
Basketball.
Yeah, because the teams are smaller, so you have
true too.
You have an idea, but I would say basketball is usually the easiest. Hockey is another one. You're doing a team jersey. I have done. So this is a good story. When the Capitals won the cup, so you do the cup pucks, right? You try to do the whole team. So the year after they won, they were in Tampa, and I was doing them. And this guy walked out of the hotel, and one of the other autographers was like, he's definitely a player, 100%. So we asked the dude, I didn't, but others, because I didn't have enough pucks for that. So he signs a couple pucks or whatever, and then like goes on his way, and everyone's looking at the autograph like, who is that? Turns out it was the video guy. Yeah. And then the best part was they forgot when he came back that it was him, and they asked him again, and then he signed again. Dude's a legend. Like, I would do the same. If you're asked, you have to sign. So, like, it was hilarious. But then when they asked him again, like, they figured it out as it was happening because he was laughing at him. It was such a great moment.
I can see that, by the way. And we talked about this, I think, from the Super Bowl, or maybe, I don't know who, if we've done it on the TV side. But we've talked about go to Radio Row during the Super Bowl, and, like, I'll go, you just put an entourage around you.
True.
And people be like, who is that? You know, want to come on? And you'd be doing interviews like on some radio show in like Tucson, Arizona.
Exactly. We used to talk about that at the airport. Like, if you just got some people that you know, like when you come off a plane or like come through the terminal and swarm you, people are going to come up and take a picture with you.
That'd be so good.
Yeah.
It'd be so good just to set. I'm surprised like all those goofy shows don't do it, or somebody on maybe they do.
It's a good idea.
That'd be funny.
Yeah,
it'd be actually like a funny YouTube channel or something.
Or sign autographs as somebody else. That's a good one, too, when you think it's somebody, but it's somebody else. Anyway, we could do that forever, but it's true.
Let's go to the phone right now and welcome in Clint Lyons, head coach of the Fleming Island Flag football team. They play tonight at 7 o'clock against Pace in the regional finals. When we want to have those guys out, we'll be out the game. I'll be there with TV and also to get some highlights and then pop over to Middleburg, who also plays tonight. But, Coach, good luck tonight. Thanks for taking a couple minutes. And how does this set up for you? Confident going into the night?
Yeah, pretty confident. I mean, their quarterback, she's a heck of a player. She can run, she can throw it. But we're a good team too. It's going to be a tight game. I expect a tight game, and as I tell my girls, they're going to make some throws. They're going to have a few runs. Just try to limit the damage. And we've been really good all year long about bending but not breaking. So hopefully we can keep that up tonight.
Can you give our listeners an idea of how flag football in high school works? By the way, the Mandarin High School will host the state championships for, I think, the second consecutive year coming up this weekend on Friday and Saturday. We have some really good teams around here, like Fleming Island. But, like, it's 4 quarters? What's the rules? Like, give us a quick little tutorial.
Let me give you a quick little. I mean, it's a quick moving game. It's 12-minute quarters. The clock really runs. You got 3 timeouts. Once you get to the 2-minute warning of each half, it becomes a pro-style clock. But it's a fast-moving game. You can get first downs at the 20, the 40, and the 20. It's an 80-yard field, so you have some interesting down and distance situations. You could have first down and 2 at your own 38, which really opens up your playbook, or it could be first down and 20 at your own 20. So, it's interesting in that regard. It's a fast-moving game. So even if you're a good team, if you're an underdog, if you play it close to the vest and hang it around in there, you can get to halftime and it can be 0-0. So, it's a fast-moving, fun, quick game.
And by the way, the opportunities for girls playing flag football, it continues to grow. But not everybody's doing it right now in the high school ranks, and there's only 2 classifications. Like, for instance, to give folks an example out there, Fleming Island in football would be in, like, the 7A classification. I think you guys are, 2A, because there's only 2 classifications in flag football. So is this going to continue to grow? More and more teams play flag football?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely continuing to grow. I would think within maybe 4 to 5 years they're going to have to go to 3 divisions. To give you an example about – we've been pretty consistent and good. In 2017, we went down. We had to play Dr. Phillips in a second-round regional game. We have about 2,000 students. If you know, Dr. Phillips is the biggest public school in the state. They got about 4,000. So I hope they do go to 3 divisions at some point because you run in those kind of schools. They should be able to find 7 girls who can run around.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, why did somebody's asked me this recently? Maybe you'll know. Did they think about putting it in the fall, or why does it sit in the spring with so many other sports?
It's because of boys football. You got to think, it's not just Friday night football. You got JV games on Thursday night, so you're thinking about right there. You got two days during the week when you really can't use the field.
Yeah, good point.
And one of the other things, some of the schools. I got a girl who might be transferring in from Nevada has it. They added it. I think they do it in the fall. Alaska has it. They definitely do it in the fall. I think they do it first thing in August and September to get it out of the way before it's crazy cold, But the big thing, I think, between JV and varsity football, you're just looking at 2 days every week where it's going to be hard to find a field.
Yeah, that's a good point. Years ago, it was like powder puff. Go out there and have some fun, right? Each school might have it. Are these girls focused on flag football, or do you see this as a secondary sport sometimes?
Most of my girls, obviously I would say, I have some girls real serious into soccer and volleyball, and you just kind of got to work with them. There's some other girls, that's their only sport. So, it's a mix of both. I got some track girls. The better teams are finding a way to, share athletes, And so, like Kirby Smart said, you can have all the plays you want, but you better have some players. So we find a way. Me and the track coach got a pretty good relationship, so I get a few with him. One of my girls, she drove herself to the regional in Fort Walton on Friday because she played in our regional semifinal on Thursday night. So.
Wow, that's pretty wild. That's pretty good stuff, too. Clint Lyons with us, Fleming Island flag football coach. They play Pace tonight, 7 o'clock out here in Fleming Island. We'll be there. We'll have some highlights for you tonight on Action Sports Shacks on CBS 47 and Fox 30 at 10 and 11 o'clock. Let me leave you with this. I heard this the other day, but this is a collegiate sport, right? There are college scholarships being offered. How popular is that? And I guess I'll ask you kind of a similar question. Are we going to see more and more girls potentially get college scholarships to play flag football?
I think it's going to be, like some of the smaller. So right now, NAIA schools have been starting it.
Okay.
There's actually pretty serious club teams at Florida and UCF. Now, they're just club teams, but those club teams, they could, one of my girls plays on it. They're really good. They play in the national tournament. So it's serious on that regard. It's going to be like, the smaller sports, even in, Florida State baseball, those guys are on quarter scholarships. It's not full rides, but yeah, you're going to see more of that for sure, especially at smaller schools. And eventually, I'm sure one day Division I will pick it up. It's a pretty cheap sport to operate.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. Especially if you got field turf, then it's a really cheap sport to do it. Obviously, you got to maintain fields if not, but really good stuff. Well, Coach, good luck tonight. We'll see you over there with the TV cameras as well, but wanted to get you on and at least preview this one. Good luck against Pace, and a trip to the Final Four hopefully awaits.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. That's Clint Lyons, Fleming Island flag football head coach. And bet you didn't know all that about flag football, did you, in the high school ranks, Casey Kurtz?
No, I had no idea. We didn't have it at Palmetto. As far as I know, we played it in homecoming. And what they would do would be like the girls would play flag football and then the guys would coach. But that's the only thing I ever knew about it.
Yeah,
that's
it was like
a thing.
The powder puff stuff, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, no, it's pretty fascinating, especially how serious it is. Like, it's pretty cool. And that they played in Alaska. That's also dope.
I did not know that. That it's pretty wild. Listen, I'm a little bit jealous because I actually think every sport gets thrown in the spring, in my opinion, because my kids play spring sports. But, like,
true.
they just started boys volleyball down in St. Johns County, and, like, if it was in the fall, Ty would play, but it's in the spring.
Yeah.
If they played football, flag football in the winter or even the fall, I think Kaylee would play, and I think she'd love it.
You think she'd be QB?
I think she could. She can chuck a football now.
I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, she can throw it. And so, I mean, I don't know how good she'd be at the sport and trying to hit a receiver and stuff, but she can throw it. And so, like, I'm almost jealous of it. I wish it just wasn't at this season.
Yeah.
But I was like that as a kid. So I liked playing golf and I liked playing tennis, but it was in baseball season, so I couldn't play either in high school.
Were you a problem on the tennis court or what?
I was pretty decent at tennis, but kind of like self-taught. No way I'd be good enough again. Like high school, I played in college for 1 year.
Really?
Yeah, I redshirted my freshman year, and so it was kind of like a club level in college, and so I played tennis in college for one season because I was redshirting baseball. So I really like when the team would go on the road and stuff.
You didn't go. Yeah.
I wasn't really part of the team, you know. So so you could just pick up a racket and go play, and that's literally what we did. Picked up a racket and went and played. It was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
See that? Little known fact about Brent Martin there, that I had a college year of tennis under my belt.
Yeah. And you learn something every day on this program. Sometimes it's about Brent, sometimes it's about other things. But today, it's all about Brent.
No, it's not just about Brent. You just learned that they play flag football in high school in Alaska.
Oh, that's true. That's way better than what we learned about you, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it's awesome.
Yeah. I could spend the whole show on that, but I won't.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We're live out in Fleming Island. Fleming Island Golf Club. Come on out. Say hello. Top of the tee. Hit some balls. Use Power Tee. And say hello to us. We'll be right back on ESPN 690.
Your first house. It looks a little different for everyone. For some, it's a place to gather. For others, a place to rest. And for others, it's a place that was a place to rest or gather until they built a stadium 2 blocks away, and now all you hear is a roaring crowd or someone asking if you're ready to rock. No, you are not ready to rock. But no matter where you call home, Geico makes it easy to bundle and save on home and car insurance. Easier than trying to drown out 40,000 people by speaking really loudly.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
At Community First, our mortgage champions offer you low rates, quick closings, and no origination fees. Apply now at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
I was just walking home.
3 girls taken on the south side of Jax.
Lured in by 3 men.
Held captive for weeks.
I just remember being shoved pills in our mouth.
An Action News Jax exclusive, the nightmare that wouldn't end.
He seen me grabbing me by my hair and dragging me right back up those stairs.
And how she barely escaped with her life.
This is my story.
Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Put their experience to work for you, like my family did. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean water. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds on a new Kinetico system. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. I'm a proud customer of many years of CGC Water Treatment, and they are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Kinetico dealer.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Voted best gift of the year for golfers by the ESPN 690 Golf Enthusiast Review Board. Want to make the golfer in your life love you even more? Order the 2022 ESPN Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses are raising their rates with the recent boom. The Dream 18 card has even more value now. For less than dinner for two at your favorite upscale restaurant, you will receive tremendously discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you'll receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker's Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Play 2 rounds of golf, and the card pays for itself. $69, that's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charity as well. Buy the card at Action Sports Shacks, Dream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to Action Sports Shacks, Dream18.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Shacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Hey, welcome back. Been telling you for a couple of weeks about iCryo in St. Johns County. Got to check it out if you haven't yet. A lot of people are, and just stopped over there. Actually, I think I was there on Friday and got a little cryotherapy. Unbelievable. Feels so good. I can't lie. It doesn't feel great when you're in it because it's cold, but it feels really good after. Plus some red light therapy, compression. A lot of the kids using it to recover from their sporting events. Some of the Jags used it. Well, a lot of the Jags used that, and one in particular was there last week at iCryo in St. Johns County at the Pavilion at Durbin Park. So download the app, the iCryo app. You can also, if you're a teacher or a first responder, you can get a lifestyle service for free this month, the entire month. Go check them out and obviously show identification of that sort. And you can try iCryo out. Lifestyle service includes the cryotherapy or the red light therapy or the compression. And you can do more, from IV infusions to body sculpting. Look them up, iCryo, St. Johns County, the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Try it out, and don't forget to download the app. Brent Mortno back here at Fleming Island Golf Club on a beautiful afternoon in May in Jacksonville, Florida. You know what's really weird to me is that for so many years when I got here, we covered the Players' Championship during this past week. And now there's like this opening on the calendar. And I do miss the Players in May from this standpoint. I don't think I miss it as much as I thought I would, by the way. I like it. It's okay in March. I like it. But I miss the Mom's Day on Sunday at the Players and the pink out. And it just had like the special day feel to it. And I don't think they can replicate that, obviously, because it's not like a holiday that it's ending on in March. So that's probably one thing that I'm missing. Of course, the weather is usually a little bit warmer in May, but we're going to get everything in the month of March, and we did get everything this past March.
Wouldn't that have messed up your baseball, softball schedule pretty bad nowadays?
Well, now, now it's been a few years, so yeah. I didn't have to deal with that. But you're right. Now, even in March, I kind of have to bounce out of there or make an adjustment because they're playing then too. But really, this time of year would be like playoff time.
Yeah,
so,
this is crunch time.
You're not right. Well, last year, the district championships, both Ty and Kaylee played in baseball and softball on draft night.
Really?
Yes. And obviously, I missed the district championships of both of those games. And so I was getting updates like on set as Trevor Lawrence was getting drafted. So
that's fine. We knew that was happening.
Yeah, but this year the school year I don't know if the school year is back a week or whatever, but it was a week off this time around, which I like it better. I hope it doesn't go back because hopefully they'll be playing in some more district championships to come. Speaking of some baseball, softball, my goodness, the Yankees almost throw a no-hitter today. They love this Cortez guy, by the way. He's a bit of a character on the mound.
Yeah.
And he was sensational. The Orioles win again. The Orioles are not in last place in the AL East. The Red Sox are.
Yeah, it's tough, Brent. I'm not going to lie to you. That's pretty bad. It's
really bad. The Red Sox might have to consider firing everybody if they're behind the Orioles.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't even wait, to be honest with you.
Don't panic just yet. Don't panic.
I would.
I do have this question for you. I want you to think about this over the break.
All right.
The Yankees and the Mets are both good. It's a good time. We talked about this a little bit. Good time being a New York fan, blah, blah, blah. You get to pick one to ride with for the rest of the year. You've got a bigger sample now. We might even ask this early on the season, but you got a bigger sample. Who you're riding with the rest of the year? Who do you trust the most between the Mets and the Yankees? Because it's a long season, folks, and it's a hard thing to stay good for a long time. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, live from Fleming Island Golf Club. 4 o'clock hour on the way next.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our friends over at Arlington Toyota want to know, what drives you? How about great service? Or what about getting more with your purchase? Then prepare yourself for the drive of a lifetime when you buy from Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty with your purchase, plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. What drives you is what they do at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
If you have chronic pain, you've got to be tired of living with that chronic pain. Knee pain, joint pain, any pain. Listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available. Not talking surgery, and we're not talking steroids. These are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. QC Kinetics is the leader in these exciting biologic therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, joint pain that just won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. In all honesty, it's a very hard thing to do. The good news is, Tobacco Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. When you call Tobacco Free Florida's phone quit service at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW, you will connect to a quit coach who will help you assess your addiction. You may also qualify for free nicotine patches or gum. So call us at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW to double your chances of success. No judgments, just help.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime.
Yeah!
And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock-bottom rates and apply now at one-to-one-fcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
So you're at the game, and that hot dog and soda came back to haunt you with heartburn. You've got to get it under control with a few antacids until bedtime, and then the heartburn comes back. Does this happen to you? Instead of fighting your heartburn, block it with Prilosec OTC so you can celebrate your team's victory without heartburn distracting you. Taking one Prilosec OTC pill in the morning can prevent excess acid production and block your heartburn all day and all night. Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done, and you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
He missed with injuries. ESPN NBA analyst J.J. Redick.
They're better defensively without Ja Morant. If they can get Desmond Bane going, his usage rate, his stats in those 25 games when Ja was out exceeded what his production levels when Ja was in the game.
Game 4, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Former Michigan State star Adrian Payne, the 15th overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft, was shot and killed in Orlando, Florida early this morning. He was 31 years old. A man has been arrested for that shooting. NHL Avalanche start goaltender Pavel Francouz in Game 4 against the Predators tonight in place of the injured Darcy Kemper, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN TV. NFL, the Giants released quarterback James Bradbury after failing to find a trade partner.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Small ballpark, that's a easy out in 99% of ballparks. So, the wind wasn't helping today, obviously, but, just 3-1 count. Probably going to, King is one guy that you put him back out there, you're like, okay, he's not going to give up a homer. Just happened to hit it in a Little League ballpark, to right field.
What's his name?
Chris Woodward.
Woodward, yeah. He said he was joking.
So it's still a good soundbite.
Didn't sound like he was joking, though.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, I don't care what he says. He wasn't joking. And then Aaron Boone. Did you hear the Aaron Boone retaliation?
Yeah, the percentages are off or something.
Yeah, Aaron Boone, mathematician. If you didn't know.
I guess so. Here's the thing. I have a lot of problems with the Yankees. That is a small park. Sometimes it feels really small, and they make it feel smaller because of their lineup. And so they've done a heck of a job to build around their field. But I have two major thoughts there. One is it really hasn't helped them, I don't think, win the World Series, win big enough.
Correct. It hasn't.
And secondly, I don't complain about ballparks, golf courses, things like that. I mean, everybody's got to play the same. I think that's what Torres said, and I think he's right. I mean, it is what it is. I don't love it that a pop-up feels like it goes out to right field, but I also am a fan of the Boston Red Sox, who have, one of the quirkiest fields around. And I don't feel like you need to apologize for it. I think it also gives it a bunch of character. So, listen, don't like the Yankees. I like when people pile on the Yankees. But I'm not going to on the field this time. The only thing I would say about the Yankees is I wish they never tore down the old Yankee Stadium because it's totally different than the new Yankee Stadium. There's no feel like the old Yankee Stadium relative to this one. I get they have to do stuff, but if they could have somehow protected the old place and built around and renovate, I think it would have been so much better than a new stadium. Because my kids, if I want to bring them, which I brought them to the Yankee Stadium, you cannot feel what I've felt at the old Yankee Stadium. You just can't. And yet I can bring my kids to Wrigley Field and Fenway Park, and I can do that. And, there's probably a lot of reasons why they built a new one. But I missed that part about the old Yankee Stadium, I will say.
Yeah, no, I agree. I went to the old Yankee Stadium, sat in the last row. That was pretty dope.
You went to the old Yankee Stadium, so you're old enough to have done that.
Yeah, yes. The answer to the question is yes. I can't remember what year. We went to 2 games. One of them, we sat in the outfield. I kept score. It was pretty dope. And then the other one we weren't supposed to go to, but we got tickets like cheap or something, and it was legitimately the last row in the stadium. Like you look over and you saw I forget the subway stuff, and it was cool. We also went to Shea Stadium on that trip.
Well, we did the same.
Only time I've been to New York, but yeah, it was a pretty cool experience, both ballparks. But yeah, I agree with you. They should have kept it because it just feels. I don't like the new one.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that if you've been to the other one, it's the nature of the world. I get it, but the thing I always say about the new Yankee Stadium is you don't feel any of that. Like you feel ghosts. You really feel the ghosts sometimes in the old Yankee Stadium. You absolutely do. But the new Yankee Stadium, they have the best food you'll ever have at a concession stand.
That's a high praise, Brent.
They're serving sushi at the concession stand.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that they serve. I wonder if they serve sushi at an F1 race, Formula One race, because there's nothing there's no sport that says money drips off everything more than Formula One. I say this about London. It's when you go to London, you can just see the money dripping off the buildings in London. When I look at Formula One, that's all I think about. It is like a king and prince sport, it feels like to me. And who's hanging on the line talking about F1?
Henry.
Henry's on, calling in and jumping in, talk a little F1. How about the F1 debut down in Miami, where I'm not sure the race was unbelievable, Henry, but I will say when you can get Hamilton and Beckham and Brady and Michael Jordan and Serena Williams and all of those greats in one spot, has to be a pretty cool event.
Yeah, I was about to say it was real cool. Like you said, that grill walk was so funny, though. When he was trying to do the interviews, it was just amazing just seeing who all was there. Like you said, the Williams sisters, Dwayne Wade, he showed his little face across there. DJ Khaled, there was just a whole bunch of mega stars there. The grill walk was so congested, I don't even know how the engineers were able to work on any of the cars, to be real. That's how crowded it was, just viewing it. But I think they did a good job for their first attempt at F1 in Miami and building it right around the stadium, especially with the little water thing that they did with the boats, which was amazing. I think that stole the show, really, is from what I heard, that really stole the show in Miami about that little one thing that they did. But, of course, next year they'll make some adjustments to the race course itself to help with passing, and get more speed out of it. But like I said, it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, Henry, are you a big F1 fan, or were you introduced to it by watching that?
No, I'm a big F1 fan. I've been watching F1 since, 88, 89.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Back during the time when, Mario and all of them guys were just coming out of it. The younger Michael was getting into it. It was just something that I've been watching for a long time. And it was kind of popular back in the United States a while back, but then, of course, we lost it. So they had to bring it back to us, and they're doing a good job. I'm trying to make it to that Vegas for next year because that one's going to be a blast.
All right, Henry, appreciate the call, man. Thanks for jumping in on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. It's interesting. Henry had reached out and said, hey, we'll talk a little F1. Well, Casey, it was on our planner today. It does feel like the sport has boomed a little bit. And we know this from going to DeVole's House of Cards. The F1 card business is out of this world right now. Again, right. It's a rich sport in so many different ways. But why is this going to be a thing? I mean, could this potentially, in the United States, where I feel like almost our younger generation is more cultured, to the point where it's like F1 becomes the MMA to boxing, and you could parallel it to like NASCAR in that sense, right? So boxing and MMA, NASCAR and maybe F1 comes from behind sometime and becomes a just as popular or more popular sport down the road.
Yeah, that's it's definitely possible. I think people like stuff that's exciting, and it is exciting. Like, they're hauling, no doubt about it. Faster than NASCAR, and I think you do have those personalities, which is cool. But yeah, I think it's just something that you have to build on. Obviously, it hasn't been a staple, I guess, in our sporting world in terms of the United States. So you got to build to that point. But it really kind of piqued my attention to your point with the cards, like we talked about Divoli's. Like, they popped up, everyone's buying them for crazy amounts of money, and I'm just like, what am I missing here? But now I get it. I watched a little bit of the race. It's exciting. And I guess at the end of the day, we're all just looking for something that entertains us and is exciting, and that can do it.
Why? Yeah, I guess it's fast. It's like, I don't feel like there's as many twists and turns in an F1 race. I mean, I got to be honest, I don't lock in, so I don't know the particulars of the sport. But I feel like maybe because it's a longer race than NASCAR, the styles are different, and so you get a little bit of who knows what's going to happen each week. I feel like over the years, people have dominated F1. The same names have dominated F1. I mean, is there something to that there's just, yeah, it's fun, it's exciting, but does it have like the staying power, curiosity, sense of adventure, and unpredictability that it needs?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think
I'm asking you like you're an expert.
Yeah, you are. In terms of, I think it's a weird way to say it because you obviously don't want people to get hurt, but I think with racing, you always have that crash potential. And in a sport like that, it's obviously like more serious than NASCAR, I should say, because of the way the cars are constructed and all that. But I think there is something there. We just have to kind of experience it. I think, like our caller said, it hit it out of the park in Miami. We'll see where it goes from here. But just like everything, you got to build. Like, nothing like comes overnight, I guess you should say. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see the build. But you've got the personalities, and for some reason, we all know who Lewis Hamilton is, but we don't really know why, right?
Yeah, it's a good call. I mean, he's a 7-time champ in that sport? I mean, that's Jimmy Johnson-esque. That's Tom Brady-esque. That's like, I mean, it might even be more than 7-time champ. But, yeah, I think I will tell you this. I thought yesterday you could feel the buzz about the race in Miami. Like, I actually had people, like, texting me, some relatives up in Ohio, like, hey, are you going down to the F1 race? I'm like, why the hell would I go down the F1 race? You know?
Right.
But there was that kind of interest, and not just there. I felt that it was. I think ESPN probably covered it more. I felt it felt new. It felt different. It felt exciting, and almost to the point where it was like, maybe I would like to go to one of these and check this thing out.
Yeah. No, I mean, ESPN was all over it. I did I produced the fishing show Saturday morning, and so after that, Marty and McGee comes on ESPN 690, and they were down there, and I was like, if Marty and McGee are at the F1 race, this is a big deal because they're NASCAR people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, ESPN was all over it. The coverage was good, and I think that helps in terms of, like, it depends on where the coverage usually is. Now, me, for example, I'm out here watching soccer on, like, these random stations, so I'll find it. But I think for it to be on ESPN and on SportsCenter and right where you pretty much have to avoid it, and same thing on Twitter. Like, it's right there. You just have to avoid it to not see it. I think that helps in building something, obviously, because it's right in front of people, and they can't avoid it.
Globally, how big – F1 is huge globally, though.
Correct.
So it's a lot like soccer, where the United States doesn't get it, but the rest of the world does?
Yes, I would agree with that. Or at least, parts of the rest of the world. Like, that's the part where I don't exactly know. Because, like, soccer, I know there's soccer everywhere, right? Yeah. But, like – F1, depending on the schedule, and it's kind of, I guess the closest thing that I can relate to is IndyCar, because IndyCar travels, but F1, like, really travels, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'd agree that it's another thing that us in the United States were just a bit behind.
See, the thing about IndyCar, though, is, like, if you say IndyCar and F1, people think it's, like, the same thing.
That is true. I thought that for, like, a while, actually, to be honest with you.
I mean, again, you're not talking to an expert here on it, but I'm just saying we're actually almost better to talk about this to people that were wondering if it can grow faster or be a thing. Because, again, what are the differences, right? Like, that feels like the same thing. NASCAR does not. NASCAR feels a lot different. But I always say this to people, I'm like, F1, like, don't they race in, like, Morocco? Like, what else happens in Morocco sports-wise? It's probably a lot more than I know, but I know Morocco because they F1.
That's true. Yeah, like, I'm looking at the schedule right now, and they're going all these places. They got the Canada, they got Monaco, they got they're all over the place is what I'm trying to get at. And
Maybe
my
it's
phone
Monaco
stopped working.
instead of Morocco. Monaco? Maybe it's Monaco.
I don't know, but
Maybe
they got
that's what
Singapore, like all these places. And what I appreciate about them is all of their things are called like the something Grand Prix, right?
Yeah.
And what's awesome about it, just for like me looking at it currently, is there's no like sponsor involved, at least where I'm looking at it. Brazilian Grand Prix, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Mexican Grand Prix, United States, Japanese, Singapore, Russian,
So they haven't
Italian.
sold the naming rights like NASCAR does.
Yeah, but to
And
your
it
point,
changes every year. Yeah.
to your point, Belgian, Hungary, French, Austrian, British, Canada.
Yeah.
So they go everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And by the way, it's Grand Prix, kind of like Tour de France. You got to
Sorry.
say Grand Prix,
Sorry.
I believe.
No, you're
I
right.
think I said Grand last night on TV, but
Grand.
It feels like you got to say Grand.
Yeah.
That shows you it's a rich sport when you got to do that. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, we're live at Fleming Island Golf Club, by the way. Beautiful day. What a gorgeous Monday it is. Going to be out this way for some flag football with Fleming Island and Middleburg playing tonight in the girls' regional finals. I'll have that for you on TV later tonight. Let's go back to baseball for a moment. So the Cortez guy, like the Yankees fans really like this dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's an interesting cat, right? He's a lefty.
Doesn't throw hard.
Doesn't throw hard. He reminds you, because of the way he's built, of almost like David Wells.
Yeah. Yes.
Lefty,
I'll go there. Sort of.
Size XXL.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, I'll give it to you. Lefty. He doesn't like David Wells. Did David Wells throw hard like in his
No.
prime? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Mostly everything is how much spin can you have and all of that. So yeah, that's his game, and it's working this year. When you have a 1 ERA, that's legit.
Yeah. It feel now? Listen, Yankees fans might know more about it, but it feels like he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like he's been there, just kind of keeping track with baseball. Like he's been there, but he was in the bullpen, and then he was a spot starter. Like he started majority of his games last year for the first time, but before that he was like a bullpen guy and not really lefty specialist, kind of like long reliever, like, hey, we're down 10 or up 10. We need to get out so we can go home type thing. But now he's a starter for them, and he's been the best one they have, including Garrett Cole. He's been better.
Yeah, and it feels like they love, like, this is the kind of guy that New York, I mean, of course, he's got to pitch well, but I can't remember the last guy it feels like that people are in love with outside of Jeter. But I'm more talking like from a fad standpoint, that we're like, for at least a little bit, they love this guy. And this guy feels like he could be it, because he also feels like the guy that, like, you could walk into any New York pizza place and he could be the owner of.
Now, that is facts. I will give you that 100%.
So, like, there's something about that that's cool. Like, not just for the Yankees, but for any sport or any team or
one of us. It's the one of us feel, yeah.
That's why we like Brad Meester, because, like, he could be tailgating with us at 11 in the morning and then be snapping to whatever quarterback the Jags had by 1.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think this guy has a little bit of that in him.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was a good example that you had. But, yeah, he's a guy that, you're never – he's not the huge name, and you have the ability to like see those people. I understand what you're saying. I can't say it very well, but you don't get that feel around Garrett Cole or Aroldis Chapman because you paid huge money for those guys. Tyon's another example. This guy, although you didn't draft him, he's came up, he's kind of done his thing, and now he's really good, and he just feels like a regular guy.
Well, plus, like a guy like Garrett Cole, like he's not even forget about relatable because he's so gifted, but he's also kind of a jerk. Like. It feels like what he says to the media, some of the stuff. Like, it feels like he's always defensive about everything.
I'll give it to you.
And part of that is because he's got to be, like, perfect given the contract, right?
Right.
I mean, he hasn't been. He hadn't been bad, but he hasn't been as good as they need him to be, including winning a wild card game last year. So, jerk's probably a little too hefty, but he's a little combative in that market, which is a dangerous thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. This guy, I mean, again, he's pitching well. We'll see what they say if his ERA goes to like 5. But but he just seems like a character, fun guy. Like you like, whether it's New York or any town, I think you like those characters in sports. I'm not sure it has a ton of staying power. Maybe it does. I don't know enough about him to do that. A couple other quick hitters on that. We'll get back to the ballpark in a moment, but I feel like we say this every couple of weeks, but the Yankees and Mets have been good. The Dodgers are the only team better than the Yankees and Mets in terms of win percentage. Who you taking? Who you have? And don't do it just because you're a hate for the Yankees. I'm going to try not to do that too. I think they do have friction in the AL East, maybe even more than the Mets. You know, sure, can Atlanta, can the Phillies, can they get it? It's only a month into the year. I think the Blue Jays and the Rays will be better. I think even the Red Sox will be better. I don't think the Orioles will threaten. But who are you taking right now as we're in the middle part of May that will still be left standing if you could only take one of them, Mets or Yankees?
Yeah, I'm taking the Mets all day because, listen, we just talked 3 or 4 minutes about Nestor Cortez, who nobody knows who he is. Like, is he going to have a 1 ERA all season long? Maybe. Is it likely? Probably not, but I don't trust their rotation. Garrett Cole, okay, he'll be good in the regular season, and then he'll have to earn it. But when you're looking at Cortez, Jordan Montgomery, Severino, who is a wild card, but he's still not even built up to 100%, and Jamison Taillon, or Chris Bassett, all-star, Carlos Carrasco, former all-star, Max Scherzer, Taijuan Walker, and oh, by the way, the best pitcher in the sport hasn't even thrown the ball yet. So for me, it comes down to pitching, and it comes down to starting rotation. Mets got to figure out some stuff with the bullpen. No doubt about it. Yankees' bullpen is superior, but I like the Mets' rotation a lot, and I think they just have more balanced players, guys like McNeil, guys like Marte, guys like Nimmo. They're balanced. Alonso, Lindor, those are your big boppers, and that's fine. But you have a lot of guys that can hit for average, hit for home runs, and the Yankees model isn't sustainable. They're not going to hit home runs every night, and frankly, it's Aaron Judge, and then it's a tier down before you get anybody else.
Yeah, that's a good call. One other thing about we stayed on this, kind of started the segment with it, talking about the Yankees a little bit in the ballpark. Do you like the old ballparks or the new ballparks better? And, like, I don't think that's as simple. Listen, my favorite ballparks are Fenway Park. I did like the old Yankee Stadium. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. And I do like Wrigley Field. So those are my favorites. But my point is, like, I think the new ballparks are awesome, too. I mean, people will tell you, San Francisco, Pittsburgh. I mean, I like the Reds ballpark. I mean, they all have craft beer now in them. They all have better food now in them. They all have better sight lines. They all have better, like, congregating places. I mean, it's just a comfier, cozier setting. Heck, even minor league and college baseball ballparks are better. So I don't think it's a simple answer. I think we all love Wrigley and Fenway for what they are. But are the new ballparks actually better?
Well, first of all, I think anybody, if you're going to build a new ballpark, you should just take the model of Tropicana Field and just use that because that's like the perfect ballpark, in my opinion. So yeah, Tropicana Field's pretty much exactly what you want to do inside, air condition, a few bugs. There's birds in there, but nonetheless, you never get a rain delay.
Yeah. Never rain delay, and if you hit the roof, it's like a home run or something.
Could be a double. It depends on where you hit and which ring you hit, Brent. All right, we just got to – here's the thing.
It's like going to Top Golf or right here, top of the tee tracer. If you hit one of the targets, it might be a single, a double, a triple, or home run. We don't know yet.
All I'm saying is they need to hand you a little guide when you walk in. If it hits this ring, it's a double. So then nobody's confused. And if the power goes out, which has happened multiple times, they show the Bugs Bunny baseball thing, okay? So this is the model of a perfect stadium in terms of Tropicana Field. But – I will say the older stadiums, they have that allure, but I think the newer stadiums and you have the amenities, the food is just better most times, I will say. So I think the newer stadiums are good, but there is something to be said for like Wrigley and Fenway. Like those are places you'll never get new stadiums. So in Chicago, if you want a new stadium, make it the White Sox.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, the bottom line is, yeah, the new stadiums are better for all the things you just said. But we also love the character and tradition and the feel of that old place. And I think if we had 30 ballparks like the old place, we'd be complaining about it. But thankfully we have like 2 of them like that.
Right.
And can still go and have some nostalgia about the sport of baseball.
Yeah, well, that new Rangers ballpark is apparently nice. Like, I didn't go. My friends went to the World Series when they held it there, but, like,
I'm trying to think. Did I go to the old one? I think I went to the old one.
Was it inside or outside?
Yeah, it was outside.
Yeah, so the new one's inside.
The new one's inside. Okay,
yeah.
So they were building the new one.
Yes.
When I went over there, I think that was during the draft in Dallas, actually, when we went to a Texas game. at the old place.
Yeah, that would sound about right. The old see, here's the thing, like, and it's kind of the same with the Braves, right? In my opinion, like Turner Field was cool, and like I feel like they didn't need to change Turner Field, but they did. And then the same thing with the Rangers. Like the Rangers ballpark was okay. Did they really need to change it? I don't know, but you can do this. Like you can make this huge, incredible, awesome thing, which now everybody says is pretty awesome. So I think the balance there is weird, but I was upset when they got rid of Turner Field at least. I like
Well, I think the one thing that they've done right in most of these stadiums, they've shrunk the capacity, which they should do. You know, I mean, to have 60,000 seat baseball stadiums doesn't make sense anymore. The attendance isn't there, and you shouldn't. You know, I mean, to be honest with you, if they build a new one in Tampa, I would make it about 24,000, and and have people waiting on the list to get in if you have to.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
I think that's the way to go. It's a better way to go. It makes it cozier, comfier, gives it a fantastic feel, like in Houston when it's just unbelievable. I mean, the old Astrodome versus the Minute Maid Park couldn't be more different in terms of how big the places are.
Right.
So I think there's a lot to like about the new parks for sure. But that nostalgia in some of those places. I'll never forget, we went to a Cubs game. We sat right behind home plate. There's this season ticket guy, and it had been in his family for like 3 generations. He lived literally down the road.
Yeah.
And he was so mad that they were building like covering up the apartments and building the video board, and they were he was so bad. But then he was like, this was before they won a World Series. He's like, but if they would win a World Series, I don't give a bleepity bleep 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 what they put in here. It was awesome.
That's true.
But it was really kind of neat to. I mean, this guy was like in his family. They had season tickets for like 100 years, and the guy lived right down the road, and he hated the fact they were modernizing the ballpark.
Dude, was it the guy with the hat? You know that story? The guy with the pink hat?
No.
You don't know the story? So there's a guy that sits behind home plate every Cubs game, and he wears a pink hat. And my dad told me about him. And, like, if you watch the game, he's there. But he wears the hat. And he's old. He's had tickets forever. And he wears the hat, so if his wife turns on the game, she knows he's there and not, like, out with other women. I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
I did not know that story.
Yeah.
This guy was not that old. But how cool would it be to live, like, seriously, a block away from Wrigley and go for 5 innings if you want every night?
It's cool. Like my friends that lived in Chicago, they have a spot there. And like when the Cubs were in the World Series, me and my dad like stayed with them. It was awesome. Like it was so cool.
That is pretty neat. All right, we'll take a break. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We'll have some football talk coming up here on the show. We've got Football 5. Of course, we're live at Fleming Island Golf Club on just a beautiful day on this Monday. Hope your work week's off to a nice start. Thanks for tuning in on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Today, we will have a mix of sunshine and clouds, breezy conditions across the area, but it will be a cool day. Highs in the upper 70s to low 80s inland, mid 70s at the beaches. Tonight, mostly clear and nice with lows in the middle 50s. I'm meteorologist Alyssa Pedjick, and that's your Action News Jax First Alert Forecast.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards has higher quality diamonds for less money than any other store.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too.
Hello?
Hey, boss. I'm starting to freak out about Safe Touch Security.
What are you babbling about now?
I think they figured out how to see into the future.
What?
Maybe they're reading minds or something. I don't know.
Wow, Safe Touch is really getting to you.
I read on the Crooks R Us newsletter that most alarm companies send homeowners a video file of a crime after the fact.
Yeah.
Well, With Safe Touch Security, the homeowner gets notified before the crime's committed. I'm telling you, they're in our heads.
Calm down, calm down.
I'm calm.
Look, tell me the Crooks R Us golden rule again.
Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Right, so all we gotta do is follow the golden rule.
Gotcha. I think I feel better now.
Good. Now put on your big boy pants and let's go find some houses without Safe Touch.
When you choose Safe Touch, you get so much more than an alarm system. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security System. Our family of skilled operators is always there for you and your family.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WARM for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WARM for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code WARM for a $5 bonus.
You've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. You have to carefully monitor your health for the rest of your life. And you have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Cut. Take two. Action.
You've been diagnosed with a new purpose: to fight for the amazing life you made for yourself. To look that risk of heart disease square in the face and say, no, not me. You've been given a new opportunity to live. Get started at NoDiabetesByHeart.org.
At CDW, we get how to achieve calm amidst the chaos of a hybrid workforce.
Before I check our security updates, I unwind in my desk massage chair.
So I hear. But with Google Chrome OS orchestrated by CDW, you get built-in security with no reported ransomware attacks ever, and simplified management so you can stay relaxed.
Sounds good, but I'm keeping the chair.
For proactive security, trust Chrome OS and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Chrome OS.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
You don't have to be an unbelievable golfer to have a favorite round of golf. Your Dream 18. Maybe it's the people you were with, the place you played, the situation you were in. Give us your Dream 18 at #Dream18 and tune in Wednesdays to a new show, The Dream 18 Show, 2 p.m. on ESPN 690.
The ESPN 690 payroll payout is here. You've got 5 chances to win $1,000 every weekday at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. This is a nationwide contest. Message and data rates apply. Get the complete rules right now at ESPN690.com.
Hey, if you're like me, you've watched the housing market boom in Northeast Florida. It makes you think about taking advantage of the market if you're selling. What if you could sell your home and just skip the hard parts? Well, you can at opendoor.com. We've changed a lot of things, how we do a lot of things in our world, in our society, in our life, but this is the new way to sell your home, and it works. Opendoor.com. I went to the website, you answer a couple minutes worth of questions. They send you an offer if you're eligible. Moving next month, next year, or just thinking about it, try Opendoor.com. It's easy. Skip the hassles and hurdles of listings, showings, and potential obstacles. Just sell it to Open Door at opendoor.com. Hundreds of thousands of homeowners are requesting offers, and you can too. Sell your home and skip the hard parts. Get your free offer at opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Incorporated, license 02061130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage, LLC, and its other markets.
Rolling along on a Monday, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz. Talked about it a little bit off the top, Brent. Besides that we learned the tennis fact about you, we also learned in the last couple of days horse racing is pretty important to you. Soft spot in the heart, if you will. Obviously, we know the winning horse was one of the greatest upsets of all time, so I took it upon myself to look up some of the greatest upsets of all time and the odds part of it. Any guesses on, well, just in general, how would you rank the upset at the Kentucky Derby versus some of the all-timers?
Well, it's interesting to me with the horse racing stuff because I feel like we've had some. Like I think Giacomo was 60-1 odds, if I'm not mistaken. That rings a bell in my head, and that was in the Derby. I think that was the biggest odds until this one. But there might have been others even before that, at least in my lifetime, remember it. So, I guess my point is, I don't know if I look at this horse winning as, one of the biggest upsets of all times. I still think of upsets of all time, and I think Team USA over Russia, right? Yeah. And I don't know what the odds were. I don't even know if they made them back then. I'm not sure. But I would think in our landscape, in our heads, that is, the biggest upset of our lifetime. And I was 3, and I still know it's of our lifetime because I know it so well. So it's at the forefront when you say the word upset. So, I mean, outside of that, we're talking Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson.
Yes.
That, by the way, does have odds that probably indicate that it is one of the best upsets or biggest upsets of all time. And I would also say something. I'll give you something recently that you're probably going to be like, holy cow, I can't believe you got that. Is it, and I won't even say it right, is it Leicester City?
Yes, it is. Well done, Brett.
And that was just a few years ago, but that isn't supposed to happen in that sport. That would be now Fulham getting promoted and maybe winning the English Premier League.
Yeah, that's a great call. So yeah, for those that don't understand, that is a Premier League team that had no business winning at the start of the season. Now, obviously, it's a little different because season-long competition. 5,000 to 1.
Wow.
For them to win the Premier League that year, and they did it, and it was in 2016. How did you know that? Where did that? Did you do research, or do you just know that?
I just remember. I mean, it was recent enough to know.
True.
If that had happened in 1998, I wouldn't have remembered it. I just know it was recent enough, and I do pay I kind of skirt the English Premier League table from time to time because I am interested in Fulham, and seeing where they go, and I don't fully understand it, follow it to the degree a lot of folks do, but I do wonder, and then I bring up, okay, could they win the English Premier League championship someday? Well, Leicester City did. It is Leicester City, right? Is that how you say it? It looks like Leicester or something like that, but from a guy who's from New England and we have Worcester and other places, I get it sometimes. So, I kind of knew. I don't know what the heck they've done since, quite frankly. I think they fired their guy a year later.
Yeah, I mean, they're hanging around, but in terms of what that can do for a team, they're still in. They're still in the Premier League, and they're not on the cusp of winning it or anything, but they're consistently in the top 10. They're in the top 5, I think, this year, top 7, something like that. So they've been hanging around since then. And it's huge. It's huge because, listen, it was crazy odds that they won. They're not usually a team that gets relegated, but Everton's not usually a team that gets relegated either, and they're in that same situation right now. So what that can do, just keeping you there going forward, it's a massive thing.
Do they have, I say Team USA, but seriously, do they have odds? When you have this list, or I don't know what kind of list you even have, but are they on the list?
Yeah, so they're on the list, but not odds. They said that there was no odds at the time. But they are indeed on my list. By the way, it says the Mike Tyson odds were 50 to 1.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
But it was still a long time ago.
Well, it's a long time ago, but also it's how big can the odds be if you're 1 versus 1?
Exactly.
So that's why 5,000 to 1 for Leicester City, which, by the way, I would have thought was even longer odds than that. But I mean, what are the Jags' odds right now to win the Super Bowl? They're longer than. Are they 5,000 to 1?
I'll get that for you. Checking that out, but
I feel like it's I forget what I've seen. I'll probably miss it because some people do the plus 50,000 or plus, so it's
So
it feels different to me.
Let's see, Jags plus 10,000. So you throw one smack on there. $1 bet wins you 100. $100 bet wins you 10,000. If the Jags win the Super Bowl.
Okay, so what would how's that? So those are longer odds than Leicester City. Is that right?
Yes, 10,000 is correct.
Yeah. So that doesn't seem as wild to me then, I guess, that Leicester City. I thought their odds would have been longer than that to win the English Premier League. It felt like the upset of all upsets. But so I guess it would have felt like Leicester City probably wasn't that far off from like Cincinnati going to the Super Bowl, and if they had won.
Well, then let me put it to you this way. So a team that has plus 5,000 odds to win the Super Bowl this year is Washington.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, it's out there. It's 100 because you got to think about that probably, and this is just total spitballing, but like, so this year, for example, I could just use it here. Liverpool and Man City were probably minus.
Well, and that's what I was going to get at. Like, see, in the NFL, there's nobody that's heavily favored to win because it's so open and people know it's the nature of it. Soccer in the English Premier League is not like that. Like, you'll have your 2, 3, 4 favorites, and then maybe you even have your next 4 favorites. But like everybody else, it doesn't happen. It's a very top-heavy sport if I have it correct.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
And so, like, that's where the NFL's a little bit different, I suppose. That it's, I mean, honestly, like, it's not impossible. I know it seems it. But it's really not impossible for the Jags to win the Super Bowl this year.
Right. Your phone's ringing off the hook because somebody disagrees, but
it seriously isn't impossible because of the way the league is built.
Sure, 100%.
And honestly, if the Colts and Titans flopped a little bit, and the Jags surged and they won 11 games, all you got to do that you're in the dance.
Yeah.
You know, so
Agreed.
yeah, it's a little different in that sense, I think, like in the EPL, like we're talking about. So it felt probably even bigger odds than even the 5,000 to 1. And there's only 20 teams in the EPL, right?
Yeah, correct.
So that will shorten the odds as well because of the amount of participants.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what else you got? Sorry, I keep trying to figure out why it felt bigger than it was, but what else you got?
Let me ask you, what do you know about a horse named Upset?
I don't think I know a lot, but this horse, did it coin the phrase?
Yeah, well, it was literally
Or
the name
word?
was Upset, and it won at the odds of 100 to 1 in the Sanford Memorial Stakes.
Okay.
You know anything about that?
No.
Sounds good. So that was a good one. The Patriots, when they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl, the David Tyree one, the undefeated one. That's
so
on
the Giants were long under what? How many points?
plus 500.
In the money line, they were plus 500. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't have the points, but and then this one again with your
Of course,
tennis.
The Patriots were undefeated going into that game.
Yeah, correct. This one I know nothing about, but maybe you can give us some insight. Roger Federer beaten by 20-year-old Juan Martín de Porto.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember that.
Well,
but I would say this. How about, I don't know what the odds were when Tiger Woods lost the PGA Championship to, who was that? Golly, I can't remember his name now. But go ahead and look it up. That had to be pretty long odds, too, to win the PGA Championship that year.
I'll look it up. Also,
because Tiger had never, I think he came from behind, too. Like, he beat Tiger even though Tiger was ahead, which never happened.
Right. I don't know much about this one, but hopefully you do. North Carolina State beating Houston in 1983.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's Jimmy Valvano. And so that was a big – yeah, I think you're right. I remember that one. That does ring a bell. And, you know, one that gets brought up a lot, like I think Chaminade I think they're from Hawaii, and they're like a Division II school. And if you look at upsets, like they beat, I think, Virginia. I think it was Ralph Sampson's Virginia team. Not that year, but at some point. And that's always been considered one of the big upsets in sports, too. That was one I heard a lot about as like a kid. So
interesting.
You know what I don't know? I wonder about, because one of my first experiences as a kid watching sports was Doug Flutie's Hail Mary against Miami with Boston College. And I don't know if they were like super underdogs in that game or not.
True.
Or if he just kind of won it on that great play. I can't remember. I would assume Boston College was an underdog against Miami, but I might be wrong. That was around 1984, so who knows? It wasn't like the 90s Miami team. Hey, you mentioned Tiger Woods. He's on the list, by the way, the PGA Championship.
Yeah, I saw that. Both him and Phil are listed in the field.
The field came out. Well, I mean, it's not a lock. He
yeah.
can still withdraw, but I hesitate to say this because I don't like. Does it matter anymore now? Or now that he played the Masters, like, it's like, okay, great.
Yeah, I mean,
like, what's the story?
It's a good question. Yeah, I think I really don't think Tiger gains anything from playing, obviously. I mean, unless he wins, which obviously would be incredible, but none of us believe that to be true. I think this is not going to be a great setup for him, and more power to him. But the draw, is just regular old Tiger. I think we understand he can walk now. It's going to be uncomfortable, and he might not look great. But in terms of the draw, I think anything other than just it being Tiger Woods, there is no draw. There is no story at this point other than they'll show the highlights of him at Augusta.
Yeah, listen, like, I'm kind of like, every golf tournament that has Tiger Woods in it is better. Every. Like, that's just a fact. Look at TV ratings. Look at hype. Look at coverage. Look at everything. We will talk more about the PGA Championship in a couple weeks because Tiger Woods in it. So we get that part. But I'm just wondering, like, okay, Tiger played the Masters. We know he's playing the Open Championship. We shouldn't be stunned that he's playing the PGA Championship.
No.
And so I'm just kind of like I'm thinking of it from almost from like even a radio topic when I saw it come out. I'm like, hey, what does it mean? Or what is it? It's like, it doesn't mean anything. He's playing. He's healthy enough to play.
Yeah.
Like, we saw it. He played 4 rounds. He's going to play at the Open. Like, we know he's going to play when the majors are or the big tournaments are. Like, okay, cool. Can't wait to watch Tiger. Like, I think that's it now.
Yeah, agree.
Like, I think now that coming back at the Masters was, holy cow, he's coming back like a year after almost losing his leg. And it's funny how quickly we go from, hey, all right, he made it. Now he's going to play again. I guess the next step of this is he really flirting with a leaderboard on the weekend?
Exactly.
Then that'll be like that old, in my mind, I described that from a few years ago as like the old newspaper boy running up and down the street like, Tiger Woods on the front page of the leaderboard.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like a few years ago. Like, you could almost rewind 70 years and you wanted to go tell everybody that turn on whatever channel it was, hopefully CBS 47, and watch Tiger. He might win, I think that'll be the next stage of it from a Tiger Woods standpoint. Let's take a break. We are at Fleming Island Golf Club. Tiger Woods is not here, but we are. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690 rolls on. Football at 5 right around the corner here on a Monday.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
North Florida is one of the golf capitals in America, and our customers get to spend a lot of time on the golf course because they'll never have to paint their house again. Rhino Shield is a superior alternative to paint and vinyl siding, and is unlike any other paint or coating. It comes with a 25-year warranty, it's maintenance-free, and is guaranteed not to chip, peel, bubble, or crack. Bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again. Book now to take advantage of our spring special. Save up to 25% off, but hurry, book now because our installation schedule is filling up fast. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, 904-519-5055, or find us online at rhinoshieldjacks.com. That's rhinoshieldjacks.com.
Men, did you know that over half of all males suffer from ED or PE?
Ladies, your man should talk to the specialists at Prime Men's Medical Center.
If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down,
Men are now lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
for a private consultation at Prime Men's Medical Center, call 904-664-8217.
See results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing.
Call 904-664-8217.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime.
Yeah.
And 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. 1-to-1 Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock bottom rates and apply now at 1to1fcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
Transmission problems? Call Action Transmission Specialists on Merrill Road, where you get the work done right the first time by the experts. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. Our techs can service all makes and models, and we provide a nationwide warranty, so you have the peace of mind knowing we solve your transmission troubles fairly and honestly and guaranteed nationwide. Call us at Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road, where quality counts. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Let me ask you something. Are you tired of hearing no? It's kind of a bummer, right? Nobody likes to hear no. So let me ask the obvious. Are you ready to hear yes? Then you better get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Yes, Arlington has 400 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. Yes, Arlington has all makes and models. Yes, Arlington will help you get financed. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. One last question. Are you going to find the vehicle you really want? Yes. Just shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
Progressive presents today's to-do list for your cat.
Take a nap, meow till I get food, walk away from food, move to couch, see human, give cold shoulder. Take a nap, meow till I get
Your
food.
pet has a very busy schedule, so it's up to you to make sure they're protected. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you.
Move to couch, aggressively clean myself. Take a nap, meow till I get food.
Get coverage for your pets with anti-auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Between games, Chris Woodward said that Glaber's home run would have not been out of 99% of ballparks, and they called this a Little League ballpark. Do you have any reaction to that?
Not really. His math's wrong. 99% is impossible. There's only 30 parks.
There you go, Booney.
Eh.
Way too much Yankee stuff today on the show, by the way.
Yeah.
And I love Travis Chapman and all, but way too much Yankee stuff.
I just want to give both sides. You know, we heard from Chris Woodward, or as you called him, what's his name?
I don't know. What did I call him?
You called him what's his name?
Oh, what's his name? And by the way, be a great horse name for the Derby.
Well, that would be good. That is
That's
a good one. Yeah, that is a
right?
good one. What's his name?
I like that. That'd be good. Hey, I want to do some quick hitters, okay?
Sure.
Boxing, Canelo. You saw it?
I saw parts of it, yeah.
How big is that?
Sort of. Yeah. I mean, it's surprising. I guess it's surprising just when people that you're not used to losing lose. Like, the same thing when Amanda Nunes lost in the UFC. Everyone's like, whoa, wait a minute. She lost? She never loses. Canelo doesn't lose. So it's just, I think it's a more, like, surprise value, even from people that didn't really watch it or understand it. It's just like, oh, he lost? That's weird. That's not usual. So I think that's kind of, it's shock value.
So, yeah, if you're inside the sport, you're probably not as surprised, maybe. There's a possibility. But from a headline standpoint, like, whoa, okay. I will say I'm a little like that, too. I know the name and surprised that he was on the losing end. Other than that, I didn't really know or see too much about the fight. You said good UFC this past weekend. What was happening?
Yeah, so like we told you on Friday that Charles Oliveira had to vacate the belt because he was 0.5 over, and he precisely went into the ring and absolutely choked Justin Gaethje out in the first round. So that half pound didn't matter at all. It was quick and it was easy, which was cool for me because I stayed up to watch it and then was here at 6 a.m. to do a show on WOKV. So I was at least appreciative of that, even though I bet on Justin Gaethje. But Charles Oliveira is a bad man. He's continuously disrespected by me included. I'll throw my hand up there. I've bet against him in his last 2 fights, which was dumb. But he gets it done, and now he will have to fight again to get his belt back because he was not able to win the belt because it was vacated at the weigh-in. So that's a complicated situation, but he will have another opportunity to win the belt, which he probably will do because now he's running through that division. So that was the headliner, and then Rose Namajunas also lost her belt at strawweight in the women's division. She had been pretty dominant. She loses, so is the theory checks out that me and Austin had made. If somebody retains, somebody has to lose it, and it checked out, but it in a way, if you will, because Oliveira lost it, but he still won. In theory, he would have kept the belt.
What's interesting to me is we don't really ask this question a lot around MMA. Like boxing, you wonder, okay, is it fixed? We've had trouble in some sports like the NBA. Heck, there's been recent integrity issues with the NFL, with some teams tanking. We don't really ask it about the MMA, though. And you kind of wondered in this situation, all right, will Gaethje win it? Or what? I mean, could you make the claim coming off this fight, given the circumstances that, oh, yeah, that happened because? I don't know. Maybe I'm not paying attention to it enough. I don't feel like that's a topic around the MMA ever.
Yeah, it's not because it's so difficult to get into a title fight, if you will. I would say that you probably don't have to worry about that because I don't know. Like, I just don't see it. I think it's a tough situation. Justin Gaethje has what's it called? Underperformed. That's not the word, but I'll go with it. In title fights, and he did it yet again. And I think that's just it is what it is. He's not at the point where he can be a full-time champion. He was the interim champion for a bit, but he's in a tough spot. It's 2 straight title fights he's underperformed. So I think Charles Oliveira is just better than him.
Joker wins the MVP in the NBA with all the big-name stars. How surprising is it that he's the back-to-back NBA MVP, where I swear you could do my grocery store experiment and people wouldn't know who the heck he is?
Yeah, it's a good call. I think this is unpopular, and I'm sure Brian Middleton will tell me how dumb I am on OT today, but I think it's the right call because without him, they're nothing. They don't have Jamal Murray. They have a bunch of dudes you've never heard of. Without them, they're not a playoff team, let alone a team that wins any games. This guy got him to the playoffs by himself. I understand that Philly is also really bad without Embiid, but they'd still probably be a playoff team because of the East. The Bucks, same deal. Like I hear the argument that those two guys might be more important, but they might not have won 30 games without Jokic. So I think it's the right call, but obviously there will be scrutiny from the Embiid camp, which there probably should be.
All right, we take a break. Football at 5 coming up, and a stat that probably, might make you throw up if you're a Jags fan. That's on the way. That's a heck of a tease.
Great sell, Brent.
If you want to throw up, come back. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690 here on a Monday, live at Fleming Island Golf Club, top of the tee, and also part of our Dream 18 card. Action Sports Shacks, dream18.com to save good money here locally if you want to go play some golf where courses are packed and prices are up. Action Sports Shacks, dream18.com. We'll be right back.
Now is the time to get an estimate on replacement windows. American Window Products of Jacksonville is a high-volume dealer offering a huge selection of products to keep your costs low. New windows from American Window Products can lower your energy costs and increase your curb appeal and security, all without breaking the bank. Call American Window Products for a free estimate at 904-667-0873 or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com. We teamed up with Shady Rays Sunglasses, and it's been awesome. Jump in the fun at ShadyRays.com. Put in promo code BRENT, B-R-E-N-T, for 50% off 2 pair of shades. ShadyRays.com. Head into summer in style on beach days, fishing days, golf days, every days. Perfect price, look great, and how about this? If you lose or break your Shady Rays, no problem. You'll get another pair. It's an insane lost and broken protection plan. Style, fit, performance just for you. ShadyRays.com. Promo code BRENT for 50% off 2 or more pair of Shady Rays.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. In all honesty, it's a very hard thing to do. The good news is Tobacco Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. When you call Tobacco Free Florida's phone quit service at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW, you'll connect to a quit coach who will help you assess your addiction. You may also qualify for free nicotine patches or gum. So call us at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW to double your chances of success. No judgments, just help.
New message.
What up, it's Heather's cousin. You dated her in college, or maybe you were just in the same class. Anyway, I heard you bought a boat, my man. Let's hit the water. Oh, and Heather told me you always liked, snacks and stuff, so I could totally bring some chips.
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them, and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Hey, also, I'm a little short on cash, so can you cover the chips? Thanks. I can see why Heather liked you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
If you're a veteran looking for direction, purpose, and community in civilian life, we've got your back. Warrior Week at Camp Southern Ground will give you the tools and training you need to thrive in life after military service, all at no cost to you. Get started today at campsouthernground.org.
Okay, let's start unloading the sod over here.
The grass is always greener when Haruka's Lawn Care does the mowing.
And then we want to get the flower bed started before lunch.
They need a new landscaping designer to keep their budding business growing.
Oh, can we double check the incline here? This one needs to drain this way.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Aw, you didn't have to go so all out for my birthday.
Yes, we did. Because birthdays are about showing your friends how much you care for them and how grateful you are for their... This is Jamie from Progressive. No, this is a great time. Progressive protects you 24/7. Oh, I'm sorry that happened.
Jamie.
Can you hold on 1 second? I gotta take this call. But remember, birthdays are about togetherness.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Now, your chance to win $1,000 with the ESPN 690 payroll payout.
Text the word SQUARE to the number 70123 before 15 past the hour. That's SQUARE.
Your next chance to win is coming again tomorrow at 8 a.m. This is a nationwide contest. Message and data rates apply. Get the complete rules now at ESPN690.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Well, I think the biggest thing that the division has dictated how they think they're going to stop the Chiefs. All these teams within the division have 2 elite pass rushers on the edge.
Right.
So I think their mindset is we're going to rush 4, we're going to keep Patrick in the pocket, and then we're going to cover as well as we can. That blueprint was kind of laid out in the Super Bowl when they played the Bucs.
Yeah.
So if I'm playing the Chiefs and I got these 2 edge rushers, I'm going to let those guys go, try to get them in third down and long, and then play as good a coverage as I can.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
It's got to be a new, retired player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who have they hired? Give me a position just for fun. It's not a quarterback. It didn't sound like a quarterback to me.
Linebacker.
Linebacker.
You got this.
Is Kuechly doing stuff?
You better believe it.
Really? Who's Kuechly doing stuff for?
ESPN. News to me as well. But it says Luke Kuechly, ESPN NFL analyst. So, that can only mean one thing.
It's always a great dynamic. I used to get pissed off at this, really, that all these guys would go into, the booth and stuff. And my mindset would be, or, do what we do. My mindset, back in the day when I was coming up in the business, was, oh, what the heck, man? I really want to do this. I went to school to do this. And these guys are walking off a playing field and just do it whether they're good at it, not good at it, train for it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that way anymore, but I did at one time, if I'm being honest.
It's a safe space, Brent. You can be honest.
Yeah. So, but it is pretty amazing to now. This dynamic is somewhat amazing to me. Is how many guys want to do it?
True.
I feel like. Do you think players like the media or don't like the media?
I would say I think they understand that there's a job to be done, but I don't necessarily think they like. I think like is a tough term. But I think at the end of the day, they understand that there's a job that you're doing or whoever's doing. So I think they understand it, not going to say they like it.
Okay, so I don't know if you're right, by the way. I think we hear about the people that don't like it and that really and I understand it's a little bit semantics like or not like, blah, blah, blah. But I do think most of these guys get it, right? And they understand it. They understand the engine that it is. I mean, listen, there are times even that I'm in the media and I'm like, is this really are we really that important as we think, people? And then there are other times where I'm like, well, you know what? The media kind of can really help or not help or whatever. So, it can be very powerful. I think we've seen that recently with politics and other things outside of sports. So, it always has been a thing, and I think it kind of always will be a thing to some degree. But I think you're right. I think there are a lot of people in sports that now understand the engine that it is and that how it works. And you don't always have to love it, and probably you don't always love it, but more people probably like it than we think. But then we think of the folks that don't and have had run-ins or have problems with it. Or I'll give you the latest because I read this today. Richard Sherman. Would you say he likes the media or doesn't like the media?
Once again, I think Richard Sherman's smart enough to understand what has to be done, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's a fan.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would say Richard Sherman probably obviously had his big moment there in Andrews, but which really helped. He should get it because he understands. It helped his brand and profile more than anything he's done on the football field.
Yep.
Is that moment. So I think he does understand it. Yet I kind of feel like I'm not sure he loves it on a whole. I would say he'd be more toward the negative side of it. That'd be my read on him. I don't know Richard Sherman. Yet he's going to be probably in the booth or part of Amazon's coverage on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the word out is that I guess they're recruiting him or he might be a part of it.
So they went with Sherman over McAfee, huh?
I don't know if they've made a decision. I read it somewhere today that Sherman's in the mix. Let's just say that. So, but I guess what I'm getting after,
I guess the part that might bother me a little bit is that if you played your whole career and weren't a fan of the media, but now you're the guy that's willing to go take a check to be the media.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I love that.
How about Steve Smith? It's a good example, I would think.
Steve Smith reminds me of that example. Now, I've got to be honest to Steve Smith. I don't know what it was like to cover him day to day. He might have been great to the local media, and we just might have seen some of these other things. And Steve Smith can say, hi, how you doing, and be the nicest guy in the world, and kind of comes off kind of like he's mad at something. Right. Like, I saw Steve Smith at Trevor Lawrence's pro day, and he was fantastic when we were asking him if we could get – yeah, so he was great. And so so I don't want to be unfair to him to say that, but that's my point a little bit. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Did you guys are you the same guy that didn't like the media for so long? And now you're like willing to go take a check with very little training, by the way. Doesn't mean you have to be good at it. Yet you probably demanded that while you were in the locker room, the people that were interviewing you be very good at it. And you probably said a time or two to the media, well, you've never played. Well, can't the media now say, you've never done this?
That's true.
So it's an interesting phenomenon. By the way, I'm not like, this isn't salty Brent at this. I would have been probably 20 years ago. I understand it. And heck, we just did it with Austin, right? I mean, but Austin wasn't a guy that didn't like the media.
True.
I always think, like, Maurice Jones-Drew is very interesting, and I love Mojo. But Maurice had, like he was really moody at times with the media.
Yeah.
And I thought it made him great. Like, I thought it was really fun to cover him. See, I like the unpredictable guys. And, I mean, to a degree. Sure. That's why I really enjoyed covering Jalen Ramsey, to be honest with you. But Mojo's interesting, but Mojo I always thought would go into the media. Like, I sense like he appreciated what people did. He understood the game. He understood the give and take a little bit. This will be a fascinating one. 10 years from now, Jalen Ramsey hangs it up. Is he part of the media? And if he is, does it fit what I just said? Because he comes across like he doesn't like anybody.
Right. No,
I'll give you another one, man. Deion Sanders. Sanders did it. Sanders became the media.
He did. The one that comes to my mind is like Marshawn Lynch. He's not media yet, but you have to think that there's something there.
Yeah, and I just don't know if Marshawn just stuck to who he was, like,
right,
and kind of stood on a ground of principle. I'm not sure he ever was like malicious toward anybody or didn't like anybody. Like, I don't know. Again, it's really hard if you don't cover these guys. I'll just say a guy like Calais Campbell, if he ends up in the media, I could certainly see him ending up in the media.
Sure.
He was super to the media. He was always great, respectful, understood it, all those things. Like, it would be no surprise, like, if he joined the media and wanted to do this for a living and talk football and stay in the game. And by the way, I have no problem with all of them. Former athletes trying to stay in the game. It's a great vehicle to stay in the game.
Absolutely.
Yet there's a part of me that wonders, like, when you said Kuechly's in it now, I'm like, why the hell is he in it?
Yeah,
like,
I do wonder
that.
He
doesn't seem like he wants to be – he never seemed like he wanted to be interviewed, never mind be on TV and talking about others. And, I mean, he could do anything. I get it. Like, he's probably a little bored, but, I mean, he doesn't have to do anything right now. He's made a ton of money. Go spend time with your family. I guess that's what always surprises me. I guess these guys just get more bored than I think.
Yeah, no, that's actually the same thing that I kind of come back to because, like, if you look at the people on ESPN right now, for the most part, obviously, but, like, J.J. Redick just retired. Luke Kuechly just retired. It's like, how do you want to do it this much? I don't know. I understand it. Like we want to do it obviously because it's our jobs, but like for them, they just lived their whole career, right? Like, take some time. So I think it's fascinating that they just quick like that. They're like, all right, I'm ready to talk hoops. It's like, take some time off.
Well,
enjoy
I do think
life.
I wonder about this part of it. Like, is J.J. Redick doing it because he's afraid in 3 or 4 years everybody will forget him, and so now his time is like now to grow the brand, increase the brand? I mean, branding is everything now, it seems like, right?
Yeah.
So while I'm still in, like, honestly, I heard J.J. Redick on No Laying Up podcast and didn't realize he had retired. Like, I thought he just got the $23 million deal from, like, Philly
Was that last year?
Yeah, it's 2
or
years ago.
Or was that like 2 years ago
Yeah,
now?
2 years ago.
Like, so I didn't even realize it. And I guess he's doing a podcast now. But, see, that's why. Because somebody like me who's not locked into J.J. Redick's career is like, yeah, I remember J.J. Redick. He signed the $23 million deal. He could really shoot, and he played for Duke.
Pretty much.
But
yeah,
5 years ago, 5 years from now, that's all I'll still be able to say about him.
Also true.
Like,
yeah.
I think these guys try to showcase that they're more than that, too. They're more, like Austin, you say it a lot, right? More than an athlete.
Yeah.
And many of these guys are more than athletes.
Absolutely.
So I guess that's why they do it right away, is strike while the iron is hot. Like, is anybody coming calling for J.J. Redick or Luke Kuechly in 5 years?
I mean, other than, like, the Panthers calling Luke Kuechly, probably not, would just be my guess of it. What's also interesting, like, you've got this same thing. I know it doesn't hit home as much, but, like, coaching. Like Steve Nash, Jason Kidd. What are you doing?
Yeah. I've always said that about, like, Larry Bird, right? I mean, when I was so stunned, he just didn't seem like – he wasn't a very, like, personable guy.
Right.
He didn't seem like. And so I just didn't see that as being a fit. Then he went to the front office, too, and he did well. Like, I think it's just the competitive nature of these guys, too. Like, when it comes to the coaching part, and I do get I get this. I get people want to give back. Like, there's a lot of former Jags coaching now at Providence, right, locally, the school, and high school ball. And I think they want to give back. I think they want to give back to the game that gave them a lot.
That's
and
fair.
it also probably helps that their kids are probably in it now, and that changes your view on things too and all this stuff. But I do think there's an element of the coaching aspect that, one, it probably strikes the competitive itch. It also is a new challenge, and these guys are 1% athletes, 1% thinkers, 1% competitors, and so they want a challenge. I mean, they want a challenge. And so I think that's part of it. But I do think a little bit of the coaching aspect at any level is, hey, I want to give something back to the game, to the next generation, to the next player. And so I think that's why they do it. I don't know. I guess to each his own. I mean, listen, I had lunch with somebody today. A guy owned a trucking company, has a haircut place. He had never owned a haircut place. Has a restaurant. He had never owned a restaurant. Has his own marketing company now. He's got like 6 kids. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
Like what? And some people are just wired that way, or like they just really want a challenge, the next challenge. And that doesn't have to be an athlete.
Right.
I just gave an example of the guy that wasn't. This guy wasn't an athlete per se. So. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. Anyway, I do wonder, like, I always think of that dynamic because, again, early in my career, I would have been salty toward these guys that are all getting these jobs. The other part of it is, first of all, many of them are very good. Like, very good at it.
Yeah.
And
just to go back to J.J. Redick real quick, I think he's good. Like, no shot. Yeah, no shot at him. Like, I like his takes. So, like, and you know how I feel about Chris Canty. You know what I mean there. So, like, a lot of them are very good, to your point. Not taking a shot at a guy like J.J. Redick. I think he's good anyway.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are good. Not everybody's good, but I think a lot of them are good. And if you're not good, you better have a big name, right?
Fair.
Because sooner or later, you're probably going to get flushed out of the system. And I'll give you one more thing. I don't know we're going 15 minutes on this, but I love the chatter. I think the other part of it is there's just so many things to do now. I mean, there's so much space to fill up.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, yeah.
But what I can't imagine is, and I don't know this element, is that these guys cannot be getting paid a lot to do this stuff. Like, some of them do make pretty good money. Like, Michael Irvin now makes really good money, I'm guessing, at the NFL Network.
Yeah, he's all over, too.
But, like, like J.J. Redick, I can't imagine is making that much money every time he's on ESPN. And when I say that much money, I mean, this is a guy who signed a 1-year, $23 million contract to play for the Philadelphia 76ers, I think, or $22 million.
Yeah. No, he's chilling for sure.
Like, he doesn't need the money. So that means he's got to want to do it to the point where the paycheck doesn't matter.
True.
Like, think about that. Think about any walk of life. Who's doing that? That you really, like, don't have to work, don't have to do anything, but you now are being told to show up at 3 o'clock at a certain time, and you're really not going to get paid near the amount you've been paid to do anything else in your life.
Right. Yeah. Like, it's different. I give it to you.
It's a wild dynamic, man. I mean, I feel like I need a 30 for 30 on, like, former athletes being in the broadcasting business.
Yeah, one thing I will, though, like, to your point that I like about it is, to your point, like they're either really good or they're a really big name, or, sometimes both. Like Tony Romo's really good and a big name. But I think in terms of like what I listen to, and like when I watch the Rays, for example, their pregame, they added Xavier Scruggs, who is a guy that I don't really know much about his baseball career. Like I know he played, I have his rookie cards with the Cardinals, but like I don't really know much about him, but he's pretty good. So then it opens you up to like knowing more about the person, if that makes sense. Like you like him more, even though it really had nothing to do with what they did on the field.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's fair. And by the way, this has happened for a long time. It's just happening more in numbers now, that you now know people more for their broadcasting than you do for their playing or coaching. I mean, John Madden, who recently passed away, like exemplified that. You didn't even remember him for his – there's a whole generation or two that didn't remember him for his coaching or playing.
Sure, yeah.
So, I mean, that part's fascinating. So I just got a text. And this is probably true. Money doesn't meet a narcissist's needs. And point being, everybody's got an ego, man.
That is true.
And if you can still get on TV in a suit and talk about the game, people are saying, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. I mean, think about it.
No,
I mean, is Charles Barkley and Shaq, are they doing that by this point because they just love doing it, because they're making money, or because, well, I mean, they might be more popular now in Charles Barkley's case, and he was damn good, than he was when he was playing.
That's a great call, actually, because I think people like my age and younger like love Chuck because of what he has become on the post game and the pregame for the NBA stuff. Like that's why I like Chuck. Like I understand he was good. I didn't see it. Shaq, I know Shaq was good. I did see it a little bit, when he was the Shaqtus out there in Phoenix, but that's not his exactly golden years. But yeah, I think you open up a whole new fan base for people like Shaq and people like Chuck and Kenny as well, just because of they're funny on TV.
Yeah, it's a great point that your generation already thinks of Charles Barkley as the guy that's on TNT.
Yeah, no facts.
Play.
Yeah, 100%. Very
funny. You don't feel that way about Shaq, though.
No, but I don't feel that way about Shaq. But I saw Shaq like with my own eyes. In fairness, granted, he was.
Well, Shaq played more recently than Barkley. Too,
yeah.
So.
Now, granted, it wasn't good, really. He was old playing in Phoenix. That's why I call him the Shaqtus. It's like a cactus, but Shaq. Anyway, yeah, that's what I remember that about Shaq. But to be honest, if that's all I knew about Shaq, I'd be like, oh, he wasn't very good. He was old. But Barkley, yeah, I don't even think about. I understand he played basketball, which helps the background part of it. But the only thing I think about Chuck is bad at golf, turned good, incredible success story, and just funny.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's a wild thing. I mean, you got to remember the generation gap sometimes in that respect. And by the way, Charles Barkley was a very, 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 very good basketball player. But I think you're right. I think more people know him now for the show,
100%.
And just Charles being Charles, really.
Yeah.
His personality, I guess. And by the people didn't know him for that. I don't think when he played. And of course, we didn't live in a social media world and all that stuff, so it's a little bit different. Did you say we have Captain Rick on?
We do.
All right, let's get to him. Captain Rick, Florida Sports and Fishing Report, here on a beautiful Monday. Still the wind, though. I can feel it. That must mean the fishing probably isn't as good as I think it should be.
Well, the fishing's a lot like Chuck. It's just terrible. It's terrible, friends. It's terrible. I got to tell you, this is what's so painful about it is our fishing's fantastic. We know that because Thursday we had a nice, calm day, and we went out and everybody whacked them. There were a load of mahi caught. There were more wahoo caught than I've seen in a while. I guess back on Friday, the Jody Lynn 2 had 3 wahoo, 5 tuna, and 4 or 5 mahi. I know on my boat we had 4 mahi, 2 tunas, and a wahoo. So trolling was pretty good, but then here came the wind. And we are seeing a northeaster. I don't remember being this cool, Brent Martineau, in the middle of May. I mean, it's going to be downright chilly tonight, and that's going to feel awfully weird to me. I got to tell you, it's just not what we're used to feeling. I think the wind's going to blow hard through tomorrow. In fact, I think it's going to blow through the rest of the week. I don't think we're going to see a break in it until the weekend. Now, inshore, it's throwing some muddy water inshore, and it's made it tough on the guys. I know I talked to several inshore captains today that struggled to catch redfish. The flounder bite was pretty good. Each one of the boats fishing in the Intercoastal had 1, 2, or 3 flounder among them, and a lot of them were pretty good fish too. But the redfish and the trout were not very active in this dirtier water that the northeasters pushed in. Look for another windy day tomorrow, then things moderate a little bit. I don't think the ocean will open back up until Saturday and Sunday, but we'll just have to watch it and see. We'll be back to check on it tomorrow with another fishing report, brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing and CSS Landscaping. Thank you, Brent.
Thanks, Captain Rick. Appreciate it. Florida Sports and Fishing Report, Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690 every day, plus fishing show on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. for a couple hours on ESPN 690. Let's take a break here on a Monday. When we come back, what I was supposed to tell you about that might make you throw up about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm glad you didn't,
And then we went 20 minutes on sports broadcasting with former athletes. I loved it.
Yeah, hey, real quick, one more second on that. A person that I have, you have to convince me was good because I've never seen it, but I really liked listening to him talk, is Shannon Sharp. It's kind of like Charles Barkley. Never saw him play, don't understand. I think of him as, being funny on TV.
That's interesting. And so you think you like him on TV?
Yeah, I like his style. I do.
Okay. But a likable, because to be honest with you, I think he was one of those athletes that you didn't want to root for.
Interesting. I would have never, not knowing that until I've never heard that until right now, but I've never really talked to people about his play style. I think of him now as likable on TV. I've got nothing against him.
And again, I don't think I've had more experiences with Sterling Sharp, but because he does a lot of golf celebrity stuff.
Right.
I'm just saying from the outside looking in, if there was he would have been on near the top of the list of guys to root against, Shannon Sharp.
Interesting.
Yeah, he just seemed like a jerk.
And
but
character development.
Again, that's not in terms of knowing that or coverage, just from a perception standpoint.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And I would assume because of the show that he does and the takes that he has to have, I'm sure it's still a pretty polarizing group that either likes him or doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the nature of that show.
That is true. I just think his antics are good. It helps.
Yeah, I hear you. We'll be back. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Very polarizing people here, too. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz. We'll be right back. Action Sports Shacks OT on the way at 6 o'clock with Casey and Brian Middleton. So we've got you covered all the way until 7 tonight on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy tonight. For this time of year, the temperature is really quite cool, dropping into the 50s inland to around 70 at the beaches. It'll be partly sunny and quite breezy again tomorrow, with highs only in the 70s. From the CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards Diamonds cuts out the middleman, so you are getting tremendous value.
If you've been involved in a car accident and are not sure of your legal options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
I was advised by the guys on the show that I needed more swag. They didn't like my gas station sunglasses, and I'm not spending hundreds of dollars on sunglasses. Then I found Shady Rays. Fit, style, and performance without the big brand price tag and plenty of swag. How about this? If you lose or break your pair of Shady Rays, they send you a brand new pair. No worries on the golf course, fishing, or even on the beach. Every set of sunglasses bought means 10 meals to fight hunger in America as well. Make an impact with your purchase. Go to ShadyRays.com right now. Use the code BRENT for 50% off 2 or more pair of Shady Rays sunglasses.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done, and you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Voted best gift of the year for golfers by the ESPN 690 Golf Enthusiast Review Board. Want to make the golfer in your life love you even more? Order the 2022 ESPN Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses are raising their rates with the recent boom. The Dream 18 card has even more value now. For less than dinner for two at your favorite upscale restaurant, you will receive tremendously discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country, Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you'll receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker's Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Play 2 rounds of golf, and the card pays for itself. $69, that's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charity as well. Buy the card at actionsportsshacks.dream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to actionsportsshacks.dream18.com.
Sometimes the injury happens in a second, but sometimes it's as a result of the same motion over and over for many years. Let our team of lawyers take a look at your workers' compensation case. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco's cybersecurity firm secured a contract, and that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Trade pros. Whether you specialize in service or new construction, Ferguson knows firsthand how much work goes into a long day on the job, which is why we're committed to offering the products and solutions to get every job done right. With over 1,000 locations, an unmatched selection of specialty products, tools, and supplies, our pro pickup and same or next day delivery, you can trust that doing business with Ferguson will be the easiest part of your hard day's work. Visit Ferguson.com to find a counter location near you.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors. Gorilla Glue, of course. Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong, 100% waterproof, and bonds virtually everything. Gorilla Glue, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
No matter what the sport is, defense matters. The same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot. Schedule an appointment as soon as you're eligible, following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out our brand new show, The Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors, right here on ESPN 690 on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you like golf, you're going to like this show. The Dream 18 Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
I mean, we were really close off of 2, and I think it spooked him and got him tight, and he was right against the wall, and I got the lead. And he's just an idiot. I mean, he does this stuff all the time. I've seen it with other guys, and I mean, he drove in there 10 mile an hour too fast. And with these next-gen cars, you know, he slammed me so hard it knocked the whole right side off the car, and no way to make the corner. So, yeah, he's just a moron. He can't win a race, so he does it that way. So, I don't know.
Willie was upset, Brent.
Yeah, that was, who was that?
William Byron.
That got bumped out? Byron. Yeah, William Byron. I like it, though.
Oh,
Didn't
I
like
love
it. Joey Logano, did somebody say Joey Logano was his first win in like a bunch of races? I thought he'd won recently.
No, that was his first one in a bit.
Yeah, that's a little surprising to me.
And he had to crash him. It's tough.
Did you mind that move?
Yes.
You did?
I bet on William Byron.
Oh, well, that's why you minded it. That's a good racing move.
Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing I struggle with in NASCAR. I don't understand why you can't wreck each other. Like, I don't. So, like, when they do and then they get mad about it, I don't really, like, understand that part of it. Like, I feel like all's kind of fair, but, you know, I don't know. Like, I hear what he's saying because, like, he slowed down to make the turn, but this dude didn't slow down at all. So, like, is he an idiot? Like, is he really just not know what he's doing? Like, that's when it comes into question because, like, everybody else is slowing down. He's not, hits the dude. Byron ended up in, like, 13th, by the way. So it was a whole disaster. Yeah, I had a problem with it. But if Byron would have done it, I'd probably be defending him, to be honest.
But I don't, like, see, I kind of feel like, to me, that was a nudge. That wasn't like, I'm going to send you flying into the wall and I hope you're okay after. Like, that was a nudge. Of course, at the speed they were going, they're not going 200 miles an hour at that, at that track. So, I don't know. I just felt like, isn't that the sport? Like, that's the sport to me. Like, at Daytona, I always think about this. Like, you can have such a good car. You can be in such a good place. You can be leading the whole way. And maybe one of the worst places to be in the last couple of laps is out front.
True. Well,
like, it can be. Now, sometimes it's really good, but it can be because somebody's just going to go wreck your ass.
Yeah.
And push you out of the way.
I do appreciate, though, like, it was either that interview or, like, a different one he did for radio that I heard. He was like, yeah, he was faster than me, so just make a move and pass me. Like,
okay.
Show that he pretty much...
That you can drive.
Yeah, like, make a move, and if you win that way, fair enough. But, like, you're just going to bump me out of the way is some other words that he said. But, so, like, he acknowledged that he was faster, but... in terms of, like, around the track, like, he had been faster, better times on him, but he didn't appreciate how it happened. So I can understand that.
Yeah, I get it. I do get that. It's funny when I think of Logano. To me, Logano, you've got your, like, hardcore, like, racing, gritty guys, like, grew up in the dirt, it felt like. And not to say Logano hasn't.
Right.
But Logano reminds me of someone who would be on the PGA Tour before he'd be on, like...
Get him right.
In NASCAR. Yeah. He just does from afar. Like, again, we've interviewed him. He's a cool guy. Like, he's really good dude. Like, I mean, my experiences with him. So, like, it's totally a bad, like, perception thing on my part. But he does feel a little bit like that. I wonder if some of the drivers feel like that to him. Like, if they know him better, or wonder, like Keselowski and Kyle Busch. Like, those guys are like the villains in the sport. Like, if they did that, it's part of their persona. Like, would get mad at him, and they almost embrace it. They like when people get mad at him. Logano feels a little bit different. I think he does pull some of that stuff sometimes, yet I'm not sure if that's who he is or what. Like, he's a hard guy to read for me.
Yeah, I mean, I know that in terms of other people that I've bet on and then hear them get crashed by Joey Logano, I don't really hear many people say good things about him.
Yeah.
So there is that part of it, but you know, in fairness, my main listening to the Joey Logano slander comes from Amanda, who really does not like him at all. I can't even say some of the things she says about him. So maybe my mindset is a little biased on there, but I feel like he's not. I mean, people were booing when he won. So there is that.
So I mean, he's a little bit of that villain.
Yeah,
I guess
a little bit.
Hey, Jags have rookie camp coming up. I mean, who are you excited to see outside of Trayvon Walker and Devin Lloyd? If you could. Listen, rookie minicamp's a little bit kind of like the underwear Olympics kind of feel, you know. I mean, it's you're not going to see anything crazy, but should we be excited to see somebody outside of those guys? They're naturally, because you're the number one picks or in the first round pick. But I mean, let's be honest. Am I excited to go see Luke Fortner play? No.
Oh, that was my pick.
Really? Like, what do you want me to see out of him?
Yeah, I don't know. I just, I kind of looked down the options and I said, I wasn't super excited about any of them. So then it came back to big boy Fortner. I don't know. Like, they're not wearing pads, right? Or are they?
I doubt it.
Yeah. So then that kind of ruins the whole pancakes. Yeah, I'll go with Fortner. I don't know. Just show me something. The footwork is always exciting, obviously. The left to right, the hands, Fortner.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go right down the line, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of impact in the back end of the draft. So am I excited to see this Muma kid who I've not watched a lot, but I think a lot of people like him?
Yeah.
Again, you're not going to see linebacker. I could say Snoop Connor, but like linebackers and running backs and safeties and those kind of positions in practices just they're not going to do a lot for you.
Yeah.
This rookie minicamp is going to be,
No, I do know. I 100% know, but
it's cool to see guys running around on the field. Like, I'm okay with that, but
yeah, other people running is always fun to watch. So.
Yes, it's always fun to watch.
As long as it's not me, right? So, just when you're out there, make sure you bring me back some Luke Fortner tape to look at, please.
All right. I like that. Did you see Nick Chubb squatted like 675 pounds?
I didn't, but I believe it. The dude's got some incredible legs. It's not a good sense. Yeah.
It's good. what I'd love to know from somebody who really knows like weightlifting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and everybody thinks they know weightlifting, but I'm talking like really knows weightlifting.
Yeah.
Do you get to a point where it doesn't matter? Like I feel like if I tried to squat 675 pounds, my knees, legs would snap.
Yeah, you would just turn into mush.
So what's the? Well, first of all, it wouldn't move anyway, but.
True.
Like, is that helping him in his training, or is it just like, hey, I want to hit a milestone? Or is he risking injury trying something like that?
Yeah, best guess would be milestone because that kind of seems like the thing in weightlifting. Like I remember way back in the day when I used to be forced to do that kind of thing. It was always about like personal best and all that. Like we used to write them down on like a board and stuff. So I would assume that's probably part of it because in reality, like once you get over like 500 pounds, doesn't it all feel the same?
Like I would think, like, yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. I just feel like when I see people lifting that kind of weight, I feel like they're going to get hurt.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And so I just don't understand why you would put yourself in that position, especially as a running back, to do that. Like I believe there's more risk in you maybe getting hurt than help benefiting you get stronger.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like if I'm a coach, I feel like I'm saying that to you. Like, can we not do that? Like,
you've proven your point. We get it.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I mean, when we were in college, coach wouldn't let us play basketball.
Okay.
In season.
Sure.
Because you're going to turn your ankle and get hurt. Like, it's stupid. Yeah, sure, it might be good conditioning. Sure, you'd be competitive, whatever, but you're going to get hurt. Like, I would think watching Nick Chubb do that, like, Stefanski calls him up and is like, why?
Literally. Yeah, no, I would agree.
Why?
It's literally your whole offense, too. Well, now you got Deshaun. But when it was Baker, it was your whole offense. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't get it. Here's what else I don't get and I don't like. But this isn't as actually a bad a stat as I thought it was because I thought it was going to be worse.
Is this the throw-up stat?
This is the throw-up stat. Fewest receiving touchdowns caught by wide receivers in 2021. The Jaguars, amazingly, are tied for 4th on the list for fewest receiving touchdowns.
So there's 3 teams worse?
Like, who caught touchdowns for the Jags? What did Marvin have, like 5?
Yeah, something like that, 5 or 4.
And DJ probably had 1 or 2 before he got hurt?
He definitely had 1.
Did Agnew have – I think he finally got in. I think Agnew finally got in there.
So
who caught the one in the back of the end zone that the awesome play by Trevor against Indianapolis?
Marvin, wasn't it?
That was Marvin?
Pretty sure.
I think it was, yeah.
Agnew had 1, by the way.
Okay.
Marvin had 4. Didn't Arnold score a couple times?
That's not a receiver.
Oh, shoot. He didn't anyway.
Not receiving touchdowns, caught by a receiver.
Oh. Yeah, that's all we got.
Had none. Okay, DJ had to.
Who
have
else played? Oh, Treadwell had to have scored.
Oh, I think he had 1 or 2. And I swear DJ had 1 against Houston. And then he ended up getting hurt in like week 3, so he probably had 1 or 2.
He definitely had the one against Arizona.
DJ did?
Yeah. Treadwell had 1.
Okay.
This is so bad.
Well, and so that's the point. Now, the Giants had 5. The Browns had 7, which is crazy the Browns had 7. They have Landry and they had Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah. They also had Baker Mayfield, but anyway.
But they run the ball a lot, too. The Broncos had 8 with that receiving core.
Yikes. Well, I mean, we're going to have to blame the quarterback a little bit, right? Or no?
Well, I get it, but can you blame him for everything? I mean, Chicago had 9, and they have just Allen Robinson, who ended up not having a good year.
And Mooney.
The Falcons had 9. And, yeah, Mooney. And the Falcons, obviously, they didn't have Ridley. Jones was gone. And they put in the hands of Pitts a bit more.
And
but
Cordell
the Jaguars
Patterson
had 9. What I'd like to do, and I haven't seen it, is like who's the leaders? Like where do the Jaguars need? How many receiving touchdowns from Jags receivers need to happen this year? Like, don't you almost think like Christian Kirk has to have 9 himself?
Yeah, I mean,
like I don't know. I don't want to put that on
5
him.
Like, 5 at minimum.
I would say 5 at a minimum, right?
Yeah. No, I would 5 at minimum, and then Marvin needs to also, 4 last year, 4 at minimum. That's 9, and we're up to the 9 we had. Which, by the way, you said it was 9?
That's what I've been told. I mean, that's what this tweet says, CBS tweet.
So
that I saw.
We had DJ with 2. I'm looking at it. By the way, he only had 7 catches. 2 of them went for touchdowns. Marvin had 4. Agnew had 1. Treadwell had 1. Who are we missing?
Agnew 1, 4, 2. LaVisca had none.
Right.
Did we have somebody jump in there like late? Did somebody else come along receiver-wise? I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
Who else played for the team? Oh, did he score? Yeah, Taven Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So 9 touchdowns from receivers last year. Let's do it. Let's predict it. What do we need to see happen? Like, I'm thinking this year, Kirk for 7.
I agree with that. That's the number I was thinking.
Marvin, 5.
Yeah, I can go with 5.
LaVisca, 5?
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to say 5 would be like probably ideal for where you drafted him and what you think he can be. Yeah, what? Okay, I'll go with 4. I was going to say 3.
What about Zay Jones?
At 3.
I mean, $7-8 million a year guy.
I mean, he only had 1 last year.
Is that it?
Yeah. So I can get on board with 4, but I think 3. Like if he scores 3, I'll be like, hey, all right. Zay Jones.
I'll give miscellaneous 2, like the Agnews of the world and them.
Yeah.
So if I did that right, we just talked this out loud and we said 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. So that would be 12, 16, 19, 21.
It's better.
Better? Be unbelievable.
Well, yeah, no, I agree.
No, it'd be unbelievable.
It would be good.
Because we're not even counting Evan Ingram or Dan Arnold.
That's true.
We're not counting that a running back got one out of the backfield like an ETN.
That is true. Then we could get up to like 25 maybe. Now we're talking crazy.
Well, or like where we should be.
Well, that's crazy for here. We are in Jacksonville.
As an NFL offense.
Normal is crazy around these parts, Brent.
Because then I would say like you got maybe a handful for the tight ends and maybe 3 for the backs, and that gets you to 29 touchdowns.
See, now you're going crazy. Now you really are.
No, that's like the 29 touchdowns fine.
I understand it's fine, but Jags,
I would like to see Trevor between 28 and 32 scores at a minimum and no more than 12 picks this year.
I mean, I think we'd all like to see that. Is it likely? Different story.
I don't know. I don't know how likely that is, but I would think it's reasonable. It's still a decent amount of mistakes on the picks. And you're talking 2.5 to 1 ratio. I can't imagine that's too bad. I don't know what the metrics say should be the case. And I'm also not throwing in 35 touchdowns,
Right.
I mean, once you start getting to 35 touchdowns, you're having a pretty good year.
Yes, you are.
But Blake Bortles did throw 35 touchdowns in his second season. Everybody will say it's garbage time. He also threw 18 picks. Like, I don't need that I'd rather have 30 and 12 than 35 and 18.
Agreed. Less turnovers. Like, literally, Aaron was in here today, and we were talking about it, and he was like, how would you gauge it if it was a successful season? I said, don't turn it over.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
And get turnovers.
Well, that's true.
Because they didn't do that very well either. All right, we take a break. We are live at Fleming Island Golf Club. Don't forget Dream 18 card, Action Sports Shack, Stream18.com. Later this week, we will tell you what date the golf tournament will be once the Jags schedule comes out. So we're getting ready to unveil that. That will be at the golf club at Southampton. Right now we're at Fleming Island Golf Club on a beautiful Monday in Jacksonville in Northeast Florida. Thanks for hanging with us on ESPN 690.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Voted best gift of the year for golfers by the ESPN 690 Golf Enthusiast Review Board. Want to make the golfer in your life love you even more? Order the 2022 ESPN Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses are raising their rates with the recent boom. The Dream 18 card has even more value now. For less than dinner for 2 at your favorite upscale restaurant, you will receive tremendously discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you'll receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker's Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Play 2 rounds of golf, and the card pays for itself. $69, that's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charity as well. Buy the card at ActionSportsShacks-Dream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to ActionSportsShacks-Dream18.com.
Boss, it came!
Oh, no. What'd you spend money on now?
Well, you know all the houses with Safe Touch security systems out there that have video surveillance?
Yeah?
Well, what better way to not be seen on video? Behold, camouflage jumpsuits!
You did what?
Yeah, small for you and XXX for me.
Wait, explain to me how camouflage is gonna get us past Safe Touch's crash and smash protection, the two-way communicator, the rapid response time.
Boss, I'm not worried about getting into a Safe Touch house. This is just in case we have to pass one on our way to another house.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Because, we gotta stick to the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah. I look good in green.
When you choose Safe Touch, you get so much more than an alarm system. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. All this personalized service starting as low as $1 a day.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Put their experience to work for you, like my family did. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean water. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds on a new Connecticut system. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. I'm a proud customer of many years of CGC Water Treatment, and they are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Dell Technologies wants to celebrate all your hard work with these Small Business Month specials. Get great value offers on powerful laptops, desktops, and servers with Windows 11 Pro starting at $499, plus top monitors and docks, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. It's the perfect time to upgrade so you and your team can stay secure from anywhere. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to refresh your business tech with these Small Business Month specials. Dell recommends Windows 11 Pro for business.
We're giving away $1,000 5 times every weekday in the ESPN 690 Payroll Payout. Listen live weekdays at 8 a.m., 10, noon, 2, and 5 p.m. for your chance to win. This is a nationwide contest. Message and data rates apply. Get the complete rules now at ESPN690.com.
I mean, that's the reason why he's here. That's the reason why we bought him. Since he's gotten here, he's been adjusting based on what we need from him, whether it's playmaking and tonight, just going and getting the bucket, especially based on, out there we're guarding everybody else and making tough shots. He's been doing that his whole career, and, that's why he's here. So, he's only 2-2. We got a lot of work to do, but I'm excited about, what we can accomplish.
Joel Embiid, and it looks like the Sixers have come back from the dead to make that a series.
They have, thanks to him.
So now we got some good series, right? I mean, the Bucks, Celtics need to get the next one. What's interesting is the Grizzlies and Warriors, and it looks like Ja won't play, right?
No, he won't.
He definitely won't play. But here's the crazy thing is, they're 20-5 without him this year?
Yeah.
Like, they can't beat the Warriors without John Morant, can they?
I would say probably not. I think the Warriors are too good, especially in playoff time. But, they do have that track record from the regular season. We'll just have to see if that translates over because it is different, but we'll have to see if they can make it the same.
Action Sports Shacks OT coming up. Probably more hoop talk on the way with Casey and Brian Middleton till 7 o'clock. Brent Martineau here at Fleming Island Golf Club. It is kind of funny that these, that was the gentleman behind us too, but there's I don't think they realized that their swings are probably live on camera the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
On Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I had to tell them about that, but they were very nice and fun about it. I think they can go back and watch their swings now.
They could.
If they want to.
Might have to.
I mean,
get the breakdown.
Beautiful day out. Gosh, I'm glad I came out here now. This was like a late ad. This was an audible to come out to Fleming Island Golf Club. But tomorrow we'll probably be at the Shrimp. Wednesday, we usually at Davoli's House of Cards. Doesn't look like we'll be there on Wednesday. Instead, we're going to probably go to UNF Softball Complex because the Ospreys play at 3 in the A-Sun softball tournament that they are hosting. And then on Thursday, I might be at another golf course like Eagle Landing out here, but might have a big game out there at Oakleaf High School in the Martineau household. So probably going to be on the road. And then Friday, still debating as well. We'll see where some of the local baseball and softball might take us, maybe do a show from there, or could be down even at Golf Club at Southampton to announce when our Dream 18 will be. So still fluid situation, Casey, so hang with us. You're pushing all the right buttons.
Hey, man, I'm just hanging on. All I know is you're going to miss out on the wine cooler Cokes. That's all I know.
Just don't get it taken out of there by next week, hopefully when I'll be back in. It is funny, we were just saying about John Morant, though. I think not many times do stats, really lie.
True.
But don't you get the sense that stat lies?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you probably have to go back and look at, who did they play versus who actually, did someone they were playing, if they were supposed to be playing a good team, did they get a load management day for their best player? So, yeah, I mean, there's always more to do in that stat. Obviously, they did have a couple of wins in that stretch that were against good teams, but, yeah, I think that's a stat that might be a little overblown.
I will say this now. If they win without John Morant and then he can come back,
yeah,
it might change. This is a pivotal game for a lot of reasons. The Warriors could go up 3-1 and really slam it shut with an unhealthy Morant, even if he plays again.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's over, in my estimation. But if they win, it could infuse some doubt into Golden State, infuse an energy into Memphis. I mean, to win without John Morant at this stage and how well he's really played. He's been such a key part of it for the first 3 games. So it'll be a fascinating watch. You guys will talk a little bit more about that. And we've got Action Sports Shacks OT on the way, coming up with Casey Kurtz and Brian Middleton. It was a beautiful Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us on ESPN 690. I say let's do it again tomorrow at 3 o'clock from the baseball grounds, and the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp will open, and right across the street, the Icemen will play Game 3 against the Everblades. So we'll have a lot more local sports coming up tomorrow for 3 hours. I'll see you on TV tonight, 6:50 live from Fleming Island High School on Fox 30, and then later tonight, 10:50 and 11:20, Fox 30 and CBS 47 for all your highlights of the night. We'll be featuring some girls flag football regional finals, Fleming Island and Middleburg, both in action. Good luck to them. Action Sports Shacks OT on the way next. Thanks for the good folks here at Fleming Island Golf Club for having us out. Top of the tee. If you haven't checked it out behind me, you got to do it. Bring the family. Come on out to Fleming Island. You'll have a blast. We'll be right back on ESPN 690.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
O'Reilly. If your wiper blades are smearing and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts to save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Our professional parts people will even install them for you for free. Improve visibility and save money with Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctor's. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
North Florida is one of the golf capitals in America, and our customers get to spend a lot of time on the golf course because they'll never have to paint their house again. Book now to take advantage of our spring special. Save up to 25% off, but hurry, book now because our installation schedule is filling up fast. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or find us online at rhinoshieldjacks.com.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her voice was shaking. She needed help. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her previously, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. I was humbled and proud. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Her call came in on a weekend night. We went to work right away that night. Life can be shattered in a moment. In a car crash, work injury, or medical malpractice. When that happens, you need a big law firm with an unmatched reputation and resources to fight for you. If your family ever experiences something like this family did, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you 24/7. We are big because we won a lot. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language. In no time, you'll be speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Gracias, Babbel.
Now try Babbel free. Text RADIO to 64,000.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Coverage and speed may vary.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Grizzly star point guard Ja Morant did not take part in the shoot-around today. He remains doubtful to play tonight in Game 4 of against the Warriors in that second-round NBA playoff series. It is yet to be determined whether Morant will warm up before the game. Memphis knows how much it relies on Ja, but was also able to win 20 of the 25 games he missed during the regular season. ESPN's J.J. Redick.
Desmond Bane's production went way up in those games that Ja Morant missed, and to me, that's the guy that the Grizzlies have to get going. He was fantastic in round 1 against the Timberwolves, but has been very limited so far in this series. He's averaging 10 a game. He hasn't had any momentum getting shots.
Game 4, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Monty Williams has won NBA Coach of the Year after leading the Suns to a franchise record 64 regular season wins. NHL Avalanche star goaltender Pavel Francouz in Game 4 against the Predators tonight in place of the injured Darcy Kemper, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN TV. NFL Giants released quarter James Bradbury after failing to find a trade partner.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you have in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
If you haven't take problems, I feel bad.
Here we go on a Monday. Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. Thanks for rocking with us on a Monday. If you're on the way home in the car, listening on 690 AM, we appreciate you. If you're on the stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, ESPN690.com, Odyssey, tune in, anywhere. Like if you're listening somewhere that I didn't just say, somehow get in contact with me and let me know where that is, because I feel like I covered it all. But there's a chance I did not. So if you're listening somewhere that I did not say, please let me know, because we appreciate you listening wherever it is you may be. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz with you as well. Busy sports weekend. A little bit of something for everybody, the way I look at it. Talked about it a little bit off the top of the show, but a lot of good stuff, man. Soccer. That was not good if you're a fan of Chelsea, because they suck. NASCAR was good, unless you're a fan of William Byron, because that also was bad, and I bet on William Byron. Had some football that Brian Middleton's got to comment on. NBA, NHL, obviously. Kentucky Derby. Brian Middleton, we didn't win. Our picks did not win. You had Tiz the Bomb, right?
Yeah, I think you had the best out of the three, right?
Yeah, I got fourth. But here's the scum part of it. I don't know if you remember this, or if this even happened. I can't figure out if this happened on the air in the break. I said to Brent, does the horse that starts in 21st, is that good? And he said no. He said, because you have to go farther than everybody. Well, that's the dang horse that won.
Yeah.
So shout out to the people that bet on that horse, because you won a lot of money. Incredible underdog story. Did you watch?
It was on air. Yeah, I watched.
So here's my thing with the Kentucky Derby, right? Like, they go into coverage for like 8 hours, and the thing doesn't happen until the very end. It's like the Super Bowl in a weird way.
Yeah, well, I was talking with my friend that was out there. She was out there,
right.
And she said that surprisingly, there's a lot of smoking in the area, like where the people are at in the field, or down there where it's like the standing room only, not necessarily in the crowds. She was like, we waited like 3 hours to place a bet.
Really?
Surprisingly, it took a longer time, or maybe not surprisingly, it took a longer time to place a bet than to actually get in. Because I'm thinking it's like Super Disney World, Six Flags,
I would
Super
think the
Bowl.
same thing.
But she was like, nah, that actually went pretty smoothly. But once it was time to place bets, like, get your popcorn ready. She was like, the concessions were terribly expensive. She got like 3 chicken nuggets and like a small fry, and it was like $17.50 or something like that. I like Kentucky Derby,
Yeah.
Someone call up Colonel Sanders. Chicken should be cheaper in Kentucky.
I'm
if
saying.
Anywhere.
That's a good call, by the way.
So, I don't get why the coverage starts so early either. I didn't watch all the coverage.
No,
Not at all.
of course not. I was watching all kinds of. The coverage came on so Chelsea played at like 9 a.m., right? So, and they went. I'm pretty sure they went right into Kentucky Derby. That ended at like 11:30. I was like, no, it didn't even happen till like 7 something. So,
right.
By the way, your friend, female.
It is.
She wear a hat. You know how they wear like the hats at the Kentucky Derby?
Oh yeah. If I get a chance, I'll pull it up. Yeah, she went full Kentucky Derby mode.
Oh, you have a picture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I can find her on social media, if she has it posted.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to know, like, because I always think that's an interesting part of it, like the hats and the outfits, But anyway, so the Kentucky Derby happened as well. A lot of good stuff. You texted me and you said the USFL, tough watch.
Yeah, it just is, man. Apparently, I was trying to watch that as well before I went in for, I believe, my work Thursday, Saturday. And, I was like, better off me trying to nap. It was just a tough watch. And these were 2 of the best teams, early season teams. I think it was Birmingham and somebody else. So one of the teams were 3-0. Other team was 2-1.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that they're 2 of the best teams, right? Those are good records for 3 games.
Right.
And it was just from the quarterback play to there was a sequence where the quarterback, who was not pressured, threw into quadruple coverage directly to this linebacker. And I'm talking about, it was not a fastball. It was not a Brett Favre, gunslinger.
Yeah.
It was a
Throw it
very
up and hope.
easy, like set the jug on medium speed. Like, I can catch it, hits him dead in the chest, and he drops it.
Oh.
And I'm like, this is why all y'all not in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like right here. And I'm not knocking anybody trying to get to the NFL through the USFL, but boy, it was a tough watch, and it took forever to get the first half over with. And I was just like, now I'm invested, right?
Yeah.
Like, this game won't beat me, at least the first half. I'm going to see this thing go to halftime. But it was just, maybe that's my first game that I watched a lot of. So
Yeah.
I'll give it another couple of tries with maybe some other teams. But you can tell the difference.
By the way, it looks like former Jacksonville Jaguar preseason quarterback Alex Magoo is the quarterback for Birmingham. Confirm or deny?
Is that the red team? They got red for their colors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a white dude with flow.
Long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see why he's former. For the Jags.
Yeah, only in preseason. I'm pretty sure he didn't make practice squad either. I'm trying to think what year that was. That was the last season before COVID. You guys remember Alex Magoo, if you're listening. Yeah, he's mobile. He went to FIU, has good flow, but it looks like he's the quarterback of the Birmingham team, who apparently won that game. They're 4-0, first in the South.
Yeah.
Do we, I haven't watched, maybe 10 plays. Are we that desperate for football? Like, the way I look at it, tell me how you look at it, but this is how I look at it. I like a lot of other sports. Love hockey, right? So I'm watching playoff hockey. I'm watching NBA. I'm watching soccer. I have so much, UFC's another one. I have so much stuff to watch. I feel no way in shape or form that I should be watching this. And I don't miss it at all. The football, for me, since I have so many other interests, football comes and goes, okay, NFL, college, locked in, 100%, number one. But I don't need football bad enough to watch this. Do you?
No, this is, in my opinion, if they want to treat this as some sort of G League for the NFL, I know it's a separate entity, but if that's what they want to do with this, I'm for it, I guess. I don't know how healthy it is to have a G League for the NFL and then call them up, especially as the seasons are play off of one another, so you're playing football year-round on your body. But if you want to do that, that's fine. There's a thing in relationships where it says distance makes the heart grow fonder, right? You've heard that cliche.
I have heard that.
Right? And I think that plays well into a lot of things that we watch for entertainment, whether it be television shows. You think about the different seasons, and they have season finales. Even if you try to binge on Netflix or some other streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about things like sequels to movies, especially though when it comes to professional leagues and their championship games, I wouldn't want the NFL 52 weeks out of the year. It would get stale. It would get old. I don't want any sport throughout the year, whether it be with the same entity like the NFL or something like the NFL and then the USFL, because I don't get a break from it. And then I'm just being honest with you, from the one game that I saw, so it's not a true and fair assessment. From the one game I saw, the quality goes down immensely.
Sure.
And these are some of the best teams so far early in the season. So give me my Super Bowl. USFL, get a deal with Amazon Prime or, ESPN 3 or 2, something like that. Kind of how they play the G League games on NBA TV, but they'll play some of the Summer League games on ESPN or whatnot.
Yeah.
That's where I think this is right now. But there are people in the stands. Don't get it twisted. There are people in the stands.
Sure.
And I'm sure that they're getting people to watch. But that's a big contract to have on the station that they're on. I don't know if I can say that, but they have a big. That's a pretty big, station to be on Fox and
Fox
run it
30,
on prime time. Basically, you run into prime time because that game started at 7 and ended around 10. So I think you could get a bit weary of the game of football, and I think that there's a lot more people, especially the casual observer, that the NFL draws in on a yearly basis that will flip past this. They'll flip past this. They'll see a player or two, and then they'll be like, nah, it's not for me. I'm good.
Yeah, I really like what you said there about that you don't need football all the time, the heart grows fonder when it goes away, because I agree with that. But let me ask you this in terms of, you brought up the G League, and this is definitely something that you would know better than me. Since the G League's been a thing, do we see a lot of guys that come from the G League to the NBA and are good? I'm kind of scrolling through a list right now of dudes from the G League, and there's a couple names that stand out to me. I know the one that most people know is Jello Ball, right? But that never really became anything in the NBA. So Does this happen? Is this a thing where guys go to the G League, get good enough, and then come in and are actually okay? Like, I'm not saying good, but like.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you one of the biggest ones that you probably don't know right now, but Gary Payton,
really?
second.
Yeah.
Yeah, his story is very inspiring. I mean, the way that his ascension actually came about. But yeah, he spent a cup of coffee like in the G League. And I don't mean like it was that quick, but he was there for a moment. And so it's one of these things where I couldn't tell you a star other than, maybe there's a kid that's come up they went from high school to the G League or something like that. I'm not sure about that. Mm-hmm. But as far as players that can come into the NBA from the G League and give quality minutes, quality time, and get into a rotation, whether that be, 7, 8, or 9-man rotation, depending on the team and the coach and whatever the strategy is, absolutely. So I do see that there is a place for it, and there are success stories. I don't know when the superstar story is going to happen, but yeah, definitely to answer your question, there has been and there continues to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's probably unfair, right, to ask for like a superstar. Like, I'm scrolling through the list of guys that like got called up this year. Like, I've heard of Robert Woodard. He plays, right?
Okay.
So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, and that was, by the way, that was just like the first one on the list. Cassius Stanley. I know who that is, right? So Stanley Johnson. Stanley Johnson was in the G League? Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is the one that you made, which is a good one, that like, if the NFL could get to a point where you can make these the guys in the USFL like can develop them a little bit, that's interesting, because now that I'm scrolling through this, a lot of guys get called up from the G League. Are they great? No. But did we just spend 10 minutes telling you that the USFL, it's kind of tough to watch? Yes. So there's guys in the USFL that are good enough to potentially play. I agree with that. So if the NFL can make it a way where they could transition to the NFL, that would be cool. And then it could be like a G League and more of a reason to watch, I guess, the USFL, because you could be like, oh, this guy is maybe one of the guys that could transition. So I like the comparison you made there. But yeah, these G League guys, I've heard of some of these dudes. Whatever happened to Jello Ball, by the way? Is he done?
I don't know what's going on there. I don't follow him closely enough. I don't know what happened. I know last season it looked like he was doing well enough to get on the roster for the Hornets, and it just didn't pan out. So I don't know what he's at now, what he's doing.
He looked like he's on the Greensboro Swarm.
Oh, that must be their G League team.
Yeah. How do you think he feels?
I think he kicks himself every day for the stunt that him and some of his teammates pulled out when they were out in
I forgot about that.
UCLA.
Yeah, that's a great call.
His future is totally different. I think all three of those brothers are in the league if that doesn't happen to him.
That is a good call. I forgot about that. Real quick, I hear the music. Did you watch Ball in the Family? Do you know what that is?
That was like the
Facebook show.
Yeah, Facebook.
Did you watch?
Not always. I mean, what I could catch. I'm not on Facebook, so what I could catch on YouTube or like different other social media sites,
That's
maybe.
Fair. I used to watch it. Ball in the Family. I like LeVar.
Entertaining.
LeVar. This is probably not. I know I got to go to break. LeVar's probably a good dad. Like everything that he pulled, right? Like, and we all like made fun of him. It worked. Like, I bet LeVar's a good dad. That's my guess. But that really has nothing to do with anything. But I feel like he gets a bad rep publicly. But I think he did a good job. So, anyway, Jello Ball still in the G League, and that's what we know from this point on. We got to take a break. When we come back, we got more to do. Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
How about a big swoop? Congratulations to Jazz Bond, the University of North Florida Osprey, getting drafted in the third round of the WNBA draft by the Dallas Wings. Pretty cool stuff. First Osprey drafted into the WNBA. Meanwhile, on campus, the softball team continues to roll, and the ASUN Championships will be at the UNF Softball Complex in the middle of May. Go to UNFOspreys.com for more information and tickets. And also, congratulations to the women's golf team, ASUN Champs, for a third time. UNFOspreys.com for more.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy tonight. For this time of year, the temperature is really quite cool, dropping into the 50s inland to around 70 at the beaches. It'll be partly sunny and quite breezy again tomorrow, with highs only in the 70s. From the CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds.
Zero hassle, zero pressure, zero middleman. Just great deals only at Beard's Diamonds.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco cybersecurity firm secured a contract.
And that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dell Technologies wants to celebrate all your hard work with these Small Business Month specials. Get great value offers on powerful laptops, desktops, and servers with Windows 11 Pro starting at $499, plus top monitors and docks, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. It's the perfect time to upgrade so you and your team can stay secure from anywhere. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to refresh your business tech with these Small Business Month specials. Dell recommends Windows 11 Pro for business.
So you're at the game, and that hot dog and soda came back to haunt you with heartburn. You've got to get it under control with a few antacids until bedtime, and then the heartburn comes back. Does this happen to you? Instead of fighting your heartburn, block it with Prilosec OTC so you can celebrate your team's victory without heartburn distracting you. Taking one Prilosec OTC pill in the morning can prevent excess acid production and block your heartburn all day and all night. Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Marcus Roberts, and I've been blind since I was 5 years old. I'm a jazz pianist and composer, and I've been fortunate to perform all over the world for more than 30 years. I am also a proud graduate of the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind. While there, I had great teachers who specialized in working with blind and visually impaired students. FSDB provided me with many of the essential skills I needed to succeed. The school is a state public school available at no cost to eligible K-12 Florida students who are deaf, blind, or both. FSDB helps students to do more, be more, and achieve more. It prepares them for a lifetime of success. For more information, call 800-342-3732 or visit www.fsdbk12.org. Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Brian Middleton, if I could pick an NBA player to fight, right? Not that, like, I want to, but if I had to. Like, I would not pick Giannis. I would not want to square up with Luka. LeBron? No, absolutely not. Jimmy Butler? No. I texted you a few things about Jimmy Butler last night, but, you know, I wouldn't want to fight him. I feel like Chris Paul's got to be high on the list because he's old and small, right? So when you're telling me that Chris Paul's going after the youth in the stands, I feel like if I'm the kid that he's going after, it could be worse. It could be Devin Booker. It could be Aiden. That would be horrible, right? So that was the first thing that popped in my head when you told me about Chris Paul going after some fans. By the way, Action Sports Jacks overtime on ESPN 690. Way to get into that segment because Chris Paul's going after the youth. And Brian Middleton, I think, has a problem with it. Confirm or deny.
Wow, you should work in news the way that you spun that. That's a terrible way that you framed it.
I haven't heard your take. You literally
Casey
said,
Kirk
I have
be a
thoughts.
reporter right now. You can go be a producer. I work over there. I don't know how they spin. You want to do it? We can get you over there. That was amazing. Let me say, the one thing that I didn't say or like even make reference to that kind of energy, that's how you framed it in a believable way. I'm impressed.
You said I have a take on it.
I usually spin like that.
Okay, I thought you were mad at Chris Paul.
You're a good instigator, aren't you? You're a good instigator,
now you're
aren't
mad
you?
at the fans. Just tell the people who you're mad at.
Hold on. Are you a good instigator? Is Amanda listening? Amanda, if you're listening, tell me, is Casey, over the lifetime that you've known him, is he a good instigator? I feel like you are.
Unconfirmed.
That was so impressive.
Thank you. I don't know if I should be proud of it or not, though.
Hey, there you go. Okay.
Just
the take.
All right.
Was that from the Chris Paul interaction with his, I don't know how old he is, some teenager. Probably looks like he's 15, 16,
Yes.
17, maybe. Yeah. I have no problem with Chris Paul in any of the veiled or very clear threats that he stressed about seeing that kid later. Now, there's an issue once you start getting into his tweet, and there's also more to the story that the kid has let be known through his social media. But I'm just going to stay on the surface level fact. I don't care if I'm in the opposing team's gym, field, stadium, whatever the arena is. You don't put your hands on my people.
That's fair.
You don't put your hands on anybody, but you don't put your hands on my people.
Yeah.
I find out that you putting hands on my mom. I find out that you putting hands on my phantom girlfriend. My phantom wife doesn't exist right now. That's why I say phantom. It's like a myth.
Okay.
Or
I was
a legend.
wondering, but I'm glad you cleared it up.
Yeah, like a legend. Yeah, we gonna have an issue.
I agree with that.
And I know it don't sound like I'm someone to be taking notice of, but trust me, trust and believe, okay? So I have no problem with Chris Paul saying, I'm going to see you later, because you want to know why? Even though I know more of the story now, at least from the kid's perspective of who actually touched her mom, you know what that kid did when Chris Paul did that? That was like 10 years worth of spankings. That was like 15 years worth of worthy groundings that I'm not sure that kid got. I don't know. Mom, dad might be great parents, so I don't want to knock on them, but I'm saying what that kid experienced was more than anything he will experience paying $100,000 at an institution of higher learning. Chris Paul taught him that internet courage is at an all-time high, and you cannot do that in the real world. You can do that in the metaverse. You can do that on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You can talk crazy, because people talk crazy all the time. Matter of fact, Casey, I blame YouTube. I blame Facebook. I blame IG.
That's fair.
All of these, Twitter, I blame you. You got, it's your fault. You
There's
give people the
talking
energy.
Reckless on Twitter right now.
You know, right now, because they hide behind some type of burner account. And they ain't going, or maybe they hide behind their real account because you're like, you're never going to find me. I'm over in, New Mexico.
You know who you are?
Uh-huh. I'm in Iowa. I'm in Maine, Bangor. Is that in Maine? Yeah.
Bangor.
Hey, listen, I'm saying is this. You cannot take internet courage into the real world. You got to keep that in the social media metaverse space. Because once you take it into the real world, you're going to get a real world lesson. So I got no problem with Chris Paul giving that kid nightmares probably.
Probably.
But the one issue I do have is that when Chris tweeted, and he was tweeting out of frustration, and I think rightfully so, I still get behind it. I wouldn't tell him to take it down. But it basically references saying that it's okay to touch people at an NBA game, and it's clearly not okay. Like the NBA, like he was referencing that it's okay at a Dallas game, or the NBA saying, I guess it's okay now, and the NBA escorted all the people out of there. I'm sure there's more to come as far as punishment for that fan.
They got banned for life.
Got banned for life. There you go. So clearly it's not okay. The NBA is saying, no, don't do that. It's not okay. We'll handle it.
I lied. It wasn't banned for life. I just looked at it. I think it was 2 years.
Okay.
Where is it at? Yeah. Okay. 2 Mavericks fans banned from the arena until 2023.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Well, that's all I really wanted to say about that, because, again, you people just – I have no problem with people booing, with people roasting, with people cracking jokes, right? As long – as you don't mess with people's real name, because I feel like I'm one of the few people that understood where Russell Westbrook was coming from.
That is true.
Not from the boos. They should boo him.
They should.
You paying that money? We do cheap ticket report, and I'm always like, I can't believe that it's over $25. It'd be $150, $175.
Yeah.
I completely am with the fans booing, yelling, telling them, man, get out of here, you bum. When you start switching up their last name, that's something very important for a lot of people. When you start messing with their last name like that, that's one. And when you make physical contact, all bets are off. All bets are off because what you don't want is another Malice in the Palace. Now, see, if Chris Paul would have came up there and actually got hands on him, then he would have been in the wrong. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He would have been in the wrong. And now, all of a sudden, he's looking at more of a punishment. He's probably looking at legal action on top of whatever the NBA is going to do. So I have no problem with him saying, I'll see you later, and maybe just striking fear in him in the kid right there. None at all.
I like that. By the way, you know what I say about my hands? If anybody, be touching my people, my hands are equal opportunity employer. Anybody can get it. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds, that equality will get you now. Not anybody now.
Well,
listen,
I'm not a female.
If Casey, well, this is not anybody. I'm looking out for you right now.
That's
I
true.
don't want this to be cut 10 years down the line when you're about to get your big contract, and they like, something more toxic. Anyway,
that's fair.
Casey, I can't imagine anybody about to mess with your moms or touch Amanda.
Yeah.
What?
Can't do it.
Casey Kurtz? I don't have it queued up.
That's okay. But anyway,
do it.
There you go. Listen, so back to the point at hand here. Listen, I understand the kid's probably scared, right? But let's just say he was looking for a fight. Chris Paul is 37 years old and 6'0", $175 soaking wet, and does not have long arms, right? Heck of a basketball player, legend for sure, right? But when you look at this roster, Chris Paul's got to be a top-tier option to fight. You ain't fighting JaVale McGee. You ain't fighting DeAndre Ayton. You ain't fighting Biyombo. I'm not fighting Devin Booker. He's 6'5" and got reach. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fighting Bridges. I seen him dunk. It's pretty nasty. The only other dude that's 6 foot is Aaron Holiday, and he's 25. He got 12 years younger than Chris Paul. I'm just saying the best option on this team to fight is Chris Paul, if you had to.
So first and foremost, and I know we got to get back into a break, but let me just break this down.
Yeah.
First of all, 6 foot is still taller than the majority of population of men, on average. I think it's 5'9", 5'10", right? It's close, but he's still taller than the majority of men that you would see on the street.
Yeah.
He's 175. That's fine. The strongest teammate I ever had was this dude named Greg Woods.
Greg Woods.
Out of, what do you call it? I want to call it Waycross. It's not Waycross. What is, I'll think about it in the break, but it starts with a W. It's in Camden County. And I'll never forget, I saw Greg Woods. Greg Woods was 120 pounds soaking wet. Played linebacker, okay? He squat. He was repping.
Woodbine?
How did I forget that? Woodbine. He was repping. It was 435 on squat.
Uh-huh.
And I'm telling you right now, you let the little height and weight thing fool you if you want to, and you'll get embarrassed just the same way that if DeAndre Ayton got a hold of you. There's nothing scarier than someone, especially I think a son who is trying to defend either his wife or his mom.
That's true.
And listen, man, that kid might have had him on height, but he didn't even have him on weight if you've seen the video.
No, I just saw the video, yeah.
So, no fighting. And, hey, I think 2 years, honestly, I'm with that. If he would have got a lifetime ban, I would have been like, well, that's the mistake that you made. You'll never make that mistake again in other stadiums, right? But 2 years, especially I think for his age, I think it'll give him some time to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm okay with him not getting a lifetime ban.
True. Agreed. Yeah. By the way, we'll get into that other conversation I wanted to have on different segment. If you had to fight an NBA player, you had to, you had no choice, who are you picking? You can't convince me Chris Paul's not high on the list.
Isaiah Thomas.
See, you did exactly what I did, but it's just not Chris Paul.
Well,
short and old. You did. It's the exact same thing.
He's 5'9". He's not 6 foot. I'm 3 inches.
You're 6'8".
Yeah, he's 5'9".
5'9" and 6 foot are the same if you're 6'8".
No, it's not. It
Dude,
absolutely isn't.
That's
number one.
You could be multiple feet away from Chris Paul or Isaiah Thomas, and still have the opportunity to punch him in the face if you had to.
Listen, man, you asked me who I wanted to beat on, and I said Isaiah Thomas now. You trying to press me into a new person. I don't want Chris Paul problems.
Is Isaiah Thomas even in the league still?
Don't do that.
I'm serious.
Don't do that.
Okay, he is. He played 6 minutes the other night. Or April 13th, I guess, not the other night. But anyway, okay, that's fair. But that's the point I'm trying to make. You don't want that smoke with DeAndre Ayton. 6'11". He'll slap you in next week. I'm just saying. Anyway, but I just want to make it clear, I'm not advocating for fighting any NBA players. I'm just saying Chris Paul is not super far down the list. But he's behind Isaiah Thomas, according to Brian Middleton, who is our expert on fighting NBA players. So anyway, on the other side,
Malice in the Palace.
I would not want to fight him. Tell you what,
none of them.
Even still. Anyway, we'll get off fighting NBA players. We got more to do. We'll talk about Jokic. And then Brian Middleton's probably going to do his best to make me look bad like he does on Mondays. So we'll see how that plays out on the other side of this break. Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Transmission problems? Call Action Transmission Specialists on Merrill Road, where you get the work done right the first time by the experts. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. Our techs can service all makes and models, and we provide a nationwide warranty, so you have the peace of mind knowing we solve your transmission troubles fairly and honestly and guaranteed nationwide. Call us at Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road, where quality counts. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Action News Jacks at 5. Action, because it's live with investigators Emily Turner and Ben Becker knocking on doors, holding people accountable. News, because it's happening now. John Bachman and Tanika Hughes breaking the big important stories of the day. Jacks, because it's super local. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burridge has the most accurate local forecast. Action News Jacks at 5 is local coverage you can count on.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime. Yeah! And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock-bottom rates and apply now at one-to-onefcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
You got to be tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain. Well, listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available. Not talking surgery, and we're not talking steroids. These are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. QC Kinetics is the leader in these exciting biologic therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, your shoulders, hip, or back, joint pain that just won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522. You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff, so don't wait. Call today, QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522.
North Florida is one of the golf capitals in America, and our customers get to spend a lot of time on the golf course because they'll never have to paint their house again. Book now to take advantage of our spring special. Save up to 25% off, but hurry, book now because our installation schedule is filling up fast. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or find us online at rhinoshieldjacks.com.
Life always has its challenges, but if you feel hopeless or suicidal, you don't have to face it alone. I'm Dr. Christine Caulfield, CEO of LSF Health Systems, and our free Link to Life program can help. We'll connect you with a care coordinator who will work with you to build better tomorrows. Please take suicide off the table. Contact Link to Life at 904-582-3252 or visit lsfhealthsystems.org.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
ESPN 690 just wrote a check for another $1,000. It's the payroll payout, and you can be cashing in on any one of the 5 chances we're giving you every weekday. Listen at 8 a.m., 10, noon, 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. for your shot. This is a nationwide contest. Message and data rates apply. Get the complete rules now at ESPN690.com.
All right. I texted this to Brian Middleton. He doesn't necessarily believe it, but I believe it. Me, Brian Middleton, Aaron from 96.9 The Eagle. You guys may be familiar with him in the mornings. Check it out if not. I don't know why I'm promoting another station, but feel the need to. Brent Martineau wearing a GoPro like he did in his appearance for the Jacksonville Giants. And Marcel Robinson. Okay, the 5 of us. I'm convinced that the 5 of us could beat the 76ers without Joel Embiid.
Hold on. Isn't that 6 people? Did I miss something?
Aaron, Brent, Marcel, me, you. No, that's fine.
Okay, my bad. Maybe the GoPro threw me off.
Yeah, the GoPro is, it's tough to, I got you there. But so without Embiid, the 76ers are no good, right? So I think the 5 of us could beat them, like Harden, Tobias. I don't even know who else starts, but I'm not even worried about it. Like, I think we got to stay locked on Harden at the three-point line, but he's not going to move around much. Who's their center?
Oh, you said without.
Yeah, without Embiid.
Without Embiid. I don't know who their backup center is.
So, see, I don't even need you to guard him. I need you to guard Tobias.
No,
I'm being honest with you.
We're going to get this up. We're going to get this under control right now because you are out of pocket.
So, no, they're bad without Embiid. Like, they're not good. Oh, I forgot about Maxey.
Yeah, Maxey.
Oh, it's Paul Reed, bro. Remember I was making fun of Paul Reed?
And
okay.
He would do you.
Now, I'll take
45 points.
I'll take Paul Reed. You take Tobias.
We got Danny Green, Tobias Harris.
We got to put Marcel on Maxey.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
And then
and who has Harden?
Aaron.
Fountain of youth. Harden has found the fountain of youth. Why would you put Aaron on
because
him?
Harden and Danny Green don't move.
That's not fair to my dog Aaron, though, man.
Okay, so
I ain't gonna let you get my dog Aaron out on the island like that.
Okay, so we'll put Martineau on him.
Okay.
So then we're going to put Aaron on Danny Green.
Okay. He a 3-and-D guy anyway. Talking about people that stay out.
And then when Harden inevitably gets by Martineau on the GoPro.
Now, hold on now.
We'll collapse in.
You just said that he doesn't move. Now,
at some point, he's going to drive. At some point, he's going to have to when Martineau's got him locked down, right?
Who do I got?
Tobias.
I'm not guarding Tobias Harris.
Yes, you are. That's the only option.
I'm not guarding
Tobias.
I don't guard anybody that makes $100 million on a contract. I can't do that.
Okay,
that means that they're really good.
Listen, you take Paul Reed then, but if I have to guard Tobias, we lose.
Casey,
like I think we win in a different scenario.
I know you're doing this. Like I get it. It's good content, but it is, man. Listen,
we could beat them.
You respect minor league baseball players a whole lot more than you do. I can see right now than bench players in the NBA. NBA play. There's only 400. If you do the entire roster, I feel like at any point in time in the NBA, 400 guys. In the entire world. Now, granted, that's every professional sport has but a percentage. I get that. These guys are so good.
Yeah.
That when they play each other, they make each other look average. And then when you get somebody like a LeBron James, you get somebody like a Ja Morant, like a Luka, like a Joker, they are that much better. I have personally watched guys on the Magic trying to make the team. I've watched one guy hit just 30 straight threes, just boom, 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 watching him do it. I'm like, yo, who is this guy? Can't even remember his name. Didn't make the team. Didn't stay for the whole preseason. You got Tobias Harris. You're playing zone.
Listen,
I am in the state.
We should play zone. That's what we should do.
I'm in the stand eating popcorn.
No, bump that. We're not playing man. We're playing zone.
You wildin' right now. Back to that.
Me and you down low. We'll let the boys be up top. Martineau in the middle. I think.
Who's going to be rebounding?
Us. We
who's going to be rim
collapse.
protecting?
I'm not gonna lie. We're not gonna.
Chris Paul. You think you're gonna have the size advantage over everybody like Chris Paul?
We're
No,
not
sir.
gonna rim protect very well. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if they get airborne, we're in trouble. But listen, hard foul. Like we have to hard foul them. That's the only way. We got to make them earn it at the free throw line. I'm just saying. I think we can do it. You know what we have that they don't? Heart. We got heart. Okay.
I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
All right. Start, bench, remove.
This man said, you know what we got that they don't? Losses. That's what we gonna have. Heart. All right, man.
Marcel's a wild card. We don't know.
I know Marcel's gonna be looking at the rest of y'all like, why did I even sign up to do this right here?
Because it's fun.
Everything's gonna be on him. All right, he's gonna be like the LeBron of the squad.
That's true.
All right. Yeah. First up, Casey Kurtz, start, bench, remove. Do you need the rules?
Nah, I don't.
Do you remember you have a pass?
I do. Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
First up, you've seen this subject before. We keep this in the rotation so far. NBA GOAT trait.
Yeah.
Okay. CP3's facilitating ability. KD's shot-making ability. Or Ja's athleticism.
Ooh, that's a good one. See, the recency bias here is tough, right? Because, like, Durant was not good shot-making in the playoffs. So, like, do I really disrespect him like that? Probably. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll start Ja's athleticism because it's crazy. Even though I said Chris Paul's somebody that if you had to, it'd be a good fight. I'll bench Chris Paul's, what'd you say? Facilitating, right?
Yeah.
And then, KD.
Huh? Yeah,
it's not a popular.
Terrible.
I know it's not.
No, it's terrible. I don't even want to bring Chuck into this.
Yeah, it's okay.
He benched KD shot making for Ja. Okay, neither one of them playing tomorrow. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, but one of them's team is playing tomorrow.
Of the franchise.
Yeah, let's do it.
Joel Embiid,
mm-hmm.
Giannis,
mm-hmm.
or your guy, the Joker.
You got to start Embiid because, like I said, we could beat them without him on the court. And I fully believe that. Half court to 21, playing zone defense with the GoPro. So I'm going to start Embiid. See, this is not good. Like, I have to say Joker because if I don't, you're going to, like, be like, oh, he doesn't really love him.
No, I just think that you're so biased. Like, you're stuck. You're stuck. You can't admit that you're wrong. See, 3 weeks ago, you had a chance to get on the off ramp and be like, you know what? I think I'm wrong. Like, he's gonna win it, but I get it. He probably shouldn't. But you double down and triple down and quadruple down. Now you gotta go with him every time. So go ahead and finish it out. You said you're gonna bench Joker. You're gonna bench two-time MVP.
Yeah, I'll bench Joker and then Giannis.
That's terrible.
It really is. Like, I like Giannis too.
Who benches the best player in the game? Casey Kurtz, that's who.
Because I don't think Philly, they would lose to us.
Make a promo out of that.
They would lose to us if we could just figure out a way to guard Tobias Harris. I'm not even worried about James Harden or Maxey.
Make a promo out of that.
We would smoke them if somebody could guard Tobias Harris.
Casey Kurtz said, listen, man, I know Giannis is the best player. I know, but not in my world. Next up, NBA championship contenders.
Okay.
Mavericks, 76ers, Grizzlies.
Mavericks?
Yeah.
No. Embiid is playing, so I'll start the 76ers.
He's a Philly fan all of a sudden.
No,
okay.
I'm a fan of Embiid.
You're a Philly fan.
He's so good. Bench the Grizzlies, and then no. Dallas is not winning.
Okay. I mean, they are tied 2-2, but okay. I guess they have no chance.
They don't.
They don't have no chance.
Love Luka, but no.
Do you? Because you just said I'd rather not have Dallas on the face of the earth. That's what remove is. Remove from the face of the earth. All right, next topic.
Yeah.
It's a celebration.
Sure.
July 4th, Christmas, or Thanksgiving?
I'm start Thanksgiving because food. Like food.
You got to be very careful when you go and eat. You got to be very careful, Casey.
I know. Either one that I remove is not good. I'm just going to start by saying that.
No, don't do that. Don't preface anything.
Okay, then I have to bench Christmas. I like the 4th of July, but
my goodness.
I can only imagine what kind of bad position you were going to put me in if I switch that around.
Casey.
What?
Kurtz.
Yeah.
The 19-year-old from Iowa. And I got it from the Midwest, whatever state that's from. And I can't believe it. You're the success. You're living the dream right now in this country.
Yeah.
And you said basically that you would remove this country. Whoa. Wow.
I made a business decision.
Wow. Okay.
I did what I had to do.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll remember that in the USA. That's what we'll do. Huh? You a citizen still? Huh?
As far as I know, it's only been about 45 seconds.
I know you're a citizen of Philly. You love them so much, but don't like the country. All right. Next up, pass me the ball.
Sure.
All right. This is which Jags pass catcher do you wish wasn't here? Casey Kurtz, Kristen Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram.
Who do you think I'm going to pick?
I don't know. I mean,
you know exactly who.
Somebody, could be listening at some point.
Christian Kirk, start.
Okay.
Evan Ingram, bench.
You are such a terrible
dude.
Fan.
What am I going to do?
You're such a terrible.
We need a tight end badly. Like, I have to have.
You suck.
Maybe, but I have to have hope in Evan Ingram, right? I have to. Christian Kirk, I also have to. I don't know, man. Like, I hope Zay Jones is good because I think this will be funny to come back to all these times I've said things about him. Like, I really, really want him to be good. But, like, it's the easy option in this scenario. Like, Christian Kirk can't be bad for the money. Evan Ingram, I want to be good because tight end. We need one forever.
Yeah,
What is
okay.
that?
So, hey, I'm yawning because you over here making excuses for why you hate Zay Jones. You hate Zay Jones. You hate the USA. You hate the Dallas Mavericks. You love Joel Embiid. You love the city of Philly. I mean, it's just.
And joining us
we're
now,
not going to talk to Kevin
Zay
Durant.
Jones.
Disrespect. All right, let's see. We got a couple more. This is an easy one.
Yeah.
Casey's favorites.
Okay.
Gambling, Adele, Tampa Bay Lightning.
Ugh. Why you gotta put me in like a... They're like three odd ones, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to remove any of those. But here's the reasoning. It's definitely Cap, like for sure. Start the Lightning, bench Adele, because I don't lose any money if gambling goes away. Like, you know how much more money I would have?
Very good. He finally got one right.
It's logical.
He finally got one right.
I did it.
Let's see. Necessities.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
All right. Toilet paper, bathing, toothbrush, toothpaste. That's a slash right there. Dental care, dental hygiene.
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Well, I'm trying to get you away from your sport tastes because those are terrible.
Well, so this is okay. This is.
Do you need me to say them again?
No, I didn't.
Necessities.
I know what they are.
Toilet paper, bathing, toothbrush, or toothpaste.
I gotta start bathing, right?
I don't know what you gotta do.
I gotta start bathing, and then I'm gonna have to bench, but definitely keep on the earth. Dental hygiene.
No, that's not how this works. That's not how this,
no, it's
that's not how this works right here, sir.
Yeah, dental hygiene I'm going to keep around as well.
So you're going to bench dental hygiene? Is that what it is?
I'm going to keep them around, absolutely.
Okay.
The good folks at the dental hygiene dentist.
You are what my grandma would call a nasty buzzard. So you getting rid of toilet paper. I don't know what you plan on using, but
I have to make a business decision.
We're done. I had more, but we're done. We're done. I'm done with you.
I'll tell you in the break what I plan on using. But it's
please don't.
Okay. I'm going to tell you anyway. One break to go. We're going to hit it. We come back, finish up a Monday. Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
If you're involved in a legal dispute, call me, Glenn Levine, a board-certified civil trial lawyer at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Men, when you're in the mood for love, but you have ED or PE and those little blue pills haven't worked, here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Rabinski. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom-blended medications. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call 904-664-8217. We guarantee you'll see results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217.
Our friends over at Arlington Toyota want to know, what drives you? How about great service? Or what about getting more with your purchase? Then prepare yourself for the drive of a lifetime when you buy from Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty with your purchase, plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. What drives you is what they do at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Koala Insulation. Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Snyderman, can you move things with your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
Take the quiz on our website to see if you should repair or replace your unit. If it's time to replace, now you can get 0% interest if you pay in full within 72 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You don't have to be an unbelievable golfer to have a favorite round of golf. Your Dream 18. Maybe it's the people you were with, the place you played, the situation you were in. Give us your Dream 18 at hashtag Dream 18 and tune in Wednesdays to a new show, The Dream 18 Show, 2 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Couple minutes to go. Action Sports Shacks overtime on a Monday. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz with you as well. We're back at it tomorrow. Per the usual, 3 to 6, 6 to 7. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. No Shrimp Baseball. They are off on Mondays again, per the usual. Brian Middleton, Fat Joe. Please. We got Fat Joe?
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
So just a little background there. Brian Middleton asked me in the break if that's what we were doing, and I said, yeah. And then as I called for Fat Joe, I heard him out of my other ear go, oh, like he wasn't prepared.
I wasn't prepared. That's number one. Number two, you weren't prepared. And now you got prepared. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that was what we were doing. My bad. You know what I'm saying? My bad.
Yeah, you can't win them all.
I just said, yeah.
Anyway, all right, NBA or NHL, where are we starting? You tell me. I got both ready.
Yeah, NHL.
NHL. So we got the Capitals and we got the Florida Panthers in Washington. Washington up 2-1, and there are only 5 tickets available total. Lower 117. These are a heck of a seat. I mean, these are just wow. Row Y. I mean, these are nice seats. $179, Brian Middleton. $179.
Can't do it.
I agree with you. Agree with you there. Rangers, Penguins, your favorite series, but it goes back to Pittsburgh. Upper level 232, row P, super cellar, 2 or 4 seats. $86.
Nah, bro.
Nah, I can't do it.
Nah, I can't.
This should be up your alley.
Okay.
Colorado Avalanche, Nashville Predators in Smashville. Nashville needs to win to stay alive, and their fans do not think they're going to do that because Brian Middleton, upper level 302, row K, $22.
That's what I'm talking about. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. Smashville. We are Smashville.
There you go.
I like that.
Nashville Predators fan, Brian Middleton.
I'm Florida Panther fan.
Gross. Anyway, last NHL the game of the night, Calgary and Dallas in Dallas. Terrace level 319, row G, 2 tickets, $57. You like 57? Okay.
Hold on, you said 2 tickets.
Well, I mean 57 each.
Oh. You got to be more clear on that, man.
Okay,
My
honest
bad.
mistake.
I jumped the gun.
Yeah,
It's still doable, but I'm good.
It is what it is. Quickly, Brian Middleton. Celtics, Milwaukee, upper level 203, $101.
Can't do it.
And this one's going to get you really up in arms. Upper level 224, Memphis, Golden State tonight, $175.
Huh?
Nah, I'm good, fam.
Can't do it.
I'm good, fam.
Can't do it.
I'm good, fam.
Can't do it.
Anyway, what we can do is say to this final break for the night. We're done. Action Sports Jacks Overtime. Appreciate you listening. Y'all have a great night. We will talk to you once again tomorrow. I want to eat a spicy chicken in my Tesla. Is it too much to ask?